Kiss 92.5 Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey, I'm Shawn Mendes.
This is Selena Gomez.
Drizzy Drake.
Taylor Swift.
Post Malone.
Camila Cabello.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Right here. Turn up.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
I can feel
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. I just woke up. You guys are so funny, man.
$20,000. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Zoom went down for 2 hours yesterday in the U.S.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people didn't know what to do with themselves. Because how do you work?
You're like, oh, no, I'm not going to rush to fix the problem.
Well, because in the States also, like kids are back at school in the States, right?
Yeah.
Like Zoom classes are happening. And for 2 hours yesterday, there was no Zoom. And Zoom gave absolutely no reason for the outage.
Oh, really? They didn't say anything?
No.
Oh.
No. I think that Zoom, if I was Zoom, I would be pissy. Because what normally happens in a situation like this is you create an app that nobody knows about. Then in the world, there becomes a great need for it. And then that little thing you created is suddenly bought up by Apple or Google or one of those things.
Microsoft.
And then you just go and you count your billions, right? But nobody bought Zoom yet. So I'd be given like random outages as well.
Yeah.
But there's a kid, you got to listen to this video. So there's a kid who was doing a Zoom class, and I've been busted with my mic on too on Zoom before you're recording and you're just talking in the background. I'm talking to Catherine of Roxy, and I forget my thing because I have my ear pods in, right?
Yeah.
So I just walk around the house talking while I'm waiting.
And then what? Do you hear somebody's like, hey, by the way?
No, it's only when nobody interrupts you.
Oh.
Nobody interrupts you.
Because they want to know if you're going to talk about them.
It's only when you come back and you sit down in front of the camera do they go, hey, man, your mic was on.
And you're like,
right?
oh,
and I'm
man.
like, I was gone 10 minutes, had a full conversation.
And then
man.
you have to recount every single thing that you said.
I'm like, one of you 12 people could have said, hey, your mic's on.
Yeah.
But you all just sit there in silence.
Yeah.
Hoping for the thing. Anyway, so
Snooping.
There's a video of a kid who was in like a Zoom class and he thought that his mic was muted when he got pissy with his teacher. So listen to this.
I'm on a Zoom call and the teacher is like, turn your camera on, just mute your mic, just don't be in bed or in the bathroom or like in your kitchen. Where else am I supposed to go? I don't got like 18 bedrooms.
Okay, easy now. You can be in your kitchen. I didn't say anything about not being in the kitchen. I just said you need to be in an appropriate place.
Oh my
And I was just giving some examples.
God, I thought I
You
was
can
on...
be in your bedroom. I just mean don't be in bed under the blankets. Okay?
Just died inside.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is the worst. I have to hear that again. That's so funny.
I'm on a Zoom call and the teacher is like, turn your camera on, just...
Also, notice the tone. Tough talk, right?
Tough.
I'm on a Zoom call and the teacher is like, turn your camera on, just mute your mic, just don't be in bed or in the bathroom or like in your kitchen. Where else am I supposed to go? I don't got like 18 bedrooms.
Okay, easy now. You can be in your kitchen. I didn't say anything about not being in the kitchen. I just said you need to be in an appropriate place.
Oh
And
my
I was just giving some examples.
God, I thought I
You
was
can
on...
be in your bedroom. I just mean don't be in bed under the blankets. Okay?
Busted.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You see the Brokinin story from yesterday?
The what?
The Brokinin.
Brokini?
These two guys, I think they're from Toronto, started the Brokinin. Google,
No.
I can't describe it for you. Just grab your phone right now and Google Brokinin. So it
Oh,
is...
no. Is this going to ruin like future searches for me now?
Who knows? It's worth
and, like,
it, though.
ads popping up?
No, come on. Doesn't work that way. We all know that. That's an urban myth.
Brokini.
So it's like a Speedo.
Bruh, come on now. What is this?
What? Okay. It's like a Speedo bottom with a single like shoulder strap singlet. So it's not like It's almost like the Borat one, which had no sides. This one has sides on the bottom. So it's like a bikini bottom, like a Speedo bottom. And then instead of like old school 2 suspender straps coming up, they just do like the Andre the Giant one where it's just one shoulder strap.
It's over there, the right shoulder.
That holds the whole thing up.
This isn't real.
Well, so somebody tweeted them or somebody wrote them. And they said this. The person wrote, I know I sound naive, but is this brokini real or just for a laugh? And then they replied, it's real in the sense that we spent $5,000 on it and we're about to have 250 of them sitting in my parents' garage for the next 5 years. So, and you don't wear Speedos, right?
No.
No, you don't. What's the smallest you'll go?
Probably, I usually wear like board shorts.
Yeah.
Well, probably like mid-thigh, I'd say.
Right.
I never go higher than that.
Never.
Feels weird.
Never.
Never.
You never upper thigh it, right?
No.
No, not even like a, you're not like a Speedo, but like a boxer brief shape kind of thing where it's...
I don't know.
You know what I mean by that,
Yeah,
right?
not that short.
No,
Not that short. No,
Really?
that's too short. Are you a Speedo? You're a Speedo guy. You love Speedos,
I have
right?
all lengths and sizes. I have a gold Speedo that I love a lot with like red laces. It's real sexy.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
I have that one. I got a black one. I have like a shiny black one. I have one Speedo that is so small. First of all, it's not even a Speedo. It is, I went to a specialty store years ago, like in the late 90s, because I desperately wanted one. And it was impossible to find in retail. So I had to travel far. I remember I took the subway and then I had to take a bus, right? And then I got off that bus and I took another bus to go to some distribution center where they sell like workout equipment professionally to gyms, because that was the only place that I could find one of those tiny, tiny, tiny little Speedos that like the bodybuilders wear at Mr. Universe. You know, with like the tiny little sides?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted one of those so bad.
Wow, you are hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore, right? Anyway, so they say about the brokini that they started going to bachelor parties. And when you go to a bachelor party, people wear like crazy outfits and stuff like this. And so they thought that this would be like a good thing to just sort of wear as a goof, I guess. But there's the picture of it right there.
Oh,
right?
my.
You don't think that that's sexy at all,
That's
though.
not
No,
for me.
It's not?
No thanks.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Still got time in the summer to look sexy, fellas.
I still don't know if we're being goofed on. I really don't, because I know we were talking about this earlier, about the brokini. These two guys from Toronto named Taylor and Chad who invented the brokini. It's kind of like a bikini bottom, like a Speedo bottom, but with one shoulder strap that goes up over the man's shoulder. And it's kind of sexy, I guess, depending on what you find sexy.
If Esquire is writing about this, it's got to be real.
But I just wonder if we're being goofed on, though. So Taylor, what's Taylor's last name? Taylor Field is one of the co-owners, co-creators of the brokini.
Yo, Taylor, what up, man? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, Roz and Mocha. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
We're doing well.
Yeah, I guess, huh?
It's been an interesting last 12 hours or so, yeah.
So, you still got those brokinis and boxes in the garage?
Chad's parents are happy that some of the space is finally getting cleared out, that's for sure.
Okay, now, it cannot be lost on you, though, and I don't mean to generalize or build on stereotypes, but two guys named Taylor and Chad invented the brokini. This sounds fictional.
It really does, actually, and both of our moms are named Karen, so that just adds
No! Wow! Can 2020 get any more weird?
Okay. So we were wondering, it looks very much real, but what was the inspiration for the brokini?
Honestly, it just came from going to bachelor parties and wearing crazier and crazier outfits and wanting something for the beach, and this is what was born from it.
So it's sort of like that Borat thing that he wore to promote that movie, but only you went with the single strap as opposed to the double strap, and then you added sides, so it is the full bikini bottom, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Borat wore it best. You can't beat that, but the brokini you can wear everywhere. And then the Borat one is a little more risque.
Right. I didn't see the back. Is it full bum or is it thong?
It's full bum.
It's full bum. Okay, cool.
Are there plans for like Brokini 2.0 where it's like a thong?
I mean, if we can sell enough, we're always open to great ideas.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous, Mocha.
Like the bro. Let me see, like the brothongy.
The brothongy, there you go.
So the big question is, everybody saw this, and we all had a laugh, and then it went viral, and everybody's running with it. But the big question is, are you guys serious?
I mean, yeah, we're serious about it. We went into it with not a lot of expectations because honestly, we thought who else other than our friends would wear this thing. But now that it's gotten some exposure, it turns out a lot of people would wear this thing, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Are you guys getting orders now?
Yeah, things sort of went pretty crazy over the last 12 hours, like I said.
How much is it?
It's $40.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's a pretty good price.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than a high-end men's bathing suit.
Have you sold out enough that are in Chad's mom's garage right now that you have to go and like produce more?
Yeah, we've reached back out to the manufacturer to try to get more.
Oh, damn.
What sizes do they come in? Because I worry that you have to have a perfect body like you and Chad in order to pull this off.
They come in small, medium, large, and we both wear a large.
Yeah.
But we find that they actually fit most body types really well.
But
if you're a little shorter and thicker, the large still works really well.
But I worry that with the shoulder strap, that like my belly's gonna hang on, be disproportionately pushed off to one side because of the, you know what I mean? Because I'm a tall guy too, right? So if that strap doesn't have a lot of give, everything underneath is gonna be riding up, and then my belly's gonna be pushed over. Like, I just worry that this isn't a brokini for the people.
Well, I think you'd be surprised, so maybe we'll have to send you one and see how it looks.
Okay, I would be honored.
Oh, what colors do they come in?
First of all, the patterns are beautiful that you guys chose.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, so we'll have to get one out to you. Are you a pineapple guy or a flamingo guy?
Flamingo. 100% flamingo.
You could have asked me that. I would have told you flamingo.
How dare you even ask? Definitely flamingo. I'm 6'4". So what is like the max height? Because oftentimes, like I've in the past tried to buy overalls and the bottoms look real great, but as soon as I go to put up the shoulder straps, like I get tears in my eyes because it just pulls everything in the groin up so hard. So you do your best. I'm 6'4", super skinny arms, super skinny legs, little bit of a pot belly. Just imagine putting one of these on Kermit the Frog.
Will do. We have friends that wear it just like that, so I'm sure it'll work.
Okay, good. All right.
Taylor Field, one of the creators of the Brokini. Thank you very much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz, you're like the wind with those hungry eyes.
Oh, wow. Hungry eyes. That was such a great song. It is the anniversary of Dirty Dancing today. 33 years ago.
That's crazy.
Dirty Dancing came out. And we're going to open up the Johnny Depp School of Acting. The way that this goes is from the sort of, I guess, I don't even know what you call it, technique of Johnny Depp, where he doesn't memorize his scripts anymore. He just wears a thing in his ear, an earpiece in his ear, and then somebody sits off set and reads him his lines to him, and then he just performs them on set. So as we found out over the years, this is very difficult. So Damnit Maurie has an earpiece in his ear. He has no script in front of him. I have Damnit Maurie's script in front of me. You have a script in front of you, Mocha, so you're going to be okay with this. Mocha, you will be playing the part of, Mocha, you get to be baby.
Yes! Yes! Amazing.
Damnit Maurie.
Nobody puts me in the corner.
You get to be Johnny.
Nice.
And so here we go. Johnny Depp School of Acting, Dirty Dancing Edition, 33rd anniversary.
Woo, moms and aunts going nuts right now.
Mocha and Maurie, scene 1, and action.
Have you had many women?
Baby, come on.
Tell me, I want to know.
No, look, you gotta understand what it's like, baby. You come into the streets, these women, they're throwing themselves at you. They spell good. Oh, they take care of themselves. They eat meat. They're so rich. They're goddamn rich. They wear suits. They see everything else. They slid into the rooms, all in their hands.
Those meat-eating, well-spelling women. I think we got to try that again, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that's what was on the script.
Just saying what I hear.
They eat meat, they spell well.
Okay. The well-spelling women. Okay, Johnny Depp School of Acting, Maurie and Mocha, Dirty Dancing 33rd Anniversary Edition, and take 2,
Action!
Have you had many women?
Baby, come on.
Tell me, I want to know.
No, look, you gotta understand it's like this, baby. You come from the streets, South Serapean. They're throwing themselves at you. They smell good. They take care of themselves. They eat meat. They never know what they're gonna be. They're rich. They're so bloody
That's all right. I understand.
The word was rich.
Oh, sorry.
The word was rich. One more time, Maury?
Oh, yeah, many times you need.
Okay.
Till we get it.
One more time.
Okay, one more time. Okay, Johnny Depp School of Acting, Dirty Dancing Edition, anniversary, 33 years, hoorah. Here we go. Take 3, and action.
Have you had many women?
Baby, come on.
Tell me, I want to know.
No, look, you gotta understand what it's like, baby. You come from the streets, South European. They're throwing themselves at you. They smell good. They literally take care of themselves. I mean, I never knew women can't eat like that. They're so rich. You must know everything. They're slipping their wrists 3 or 4 times a day. Different women are in here. Oh, they're sorry and big. Oh, they eat cake. Oh, they scrape it off the floor.
That's all right. I understand. You were just using them. That's all. And scene.
So just so you know, slitting their wrists was slipping me their room keys. Was the line.
What was eating cake off the floor?
There's nothing in there that even resembles that.
You just made that part up. Anyway, happy 33rd anniversary to Dirty Dancing.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, it sucks to be a Karen these days, huh?
No, it's so bad.
You know?
Sorry, Karens.
So a couple of things. One, apparently Karen the movie is going to happen.
No.
Starring Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black as a racist, entitled Southern woman trying to get rid of her new African-American neighbors. Her name in the movie, the character's name in the movie is actually Karen White.
Oh, no.
And apparently her neighbors are Black Lives Matter supporters, and Karen is scheduled to hit theaters next year. And because of the videos, and there's so many videos of people calling other women Karen for just acting outrageous, the story then became, well, who started this? Who labeled these types of people Karen? And back in the day, you can trace it to Dane Cook, but not this kind of Karen, like not the sort of like racist, whatever Karen, but his version of Karen, if I believe, and we can listen to a clip in a second, was that the Karen was the person in the female group of friends that nobody really liked, right? Like, I think that's what it was. This is Dane Cook.
There is one person in every group of friends that nobody likes. Oh, no. You basically keep them there to hate their guts. When that person is not around the rest of your little base camp, your hobby is cutting that person down. Example, Karen is always a douchebag. Every group has a Karen, and she's always a bag of douche. When she's not around, you just look at each other and go, God, Karen, she's such a douchebag. Until she walks up, and then you're like, hey, what's up, Karen?
Okay, so I interviewed Dane Cook the other day for Entertainment Tonight Canada, and this is what he had to say about creating Karen.
Your name has been thrown around a lot over the last year and a half because of the question of who created Karen.
Oh, man, that's crazy you asked me that, because I've been seeing that quite a bit. People tweet me or DM me. Yeah, it's been kind of interesting because I had a Karen routine back in like 06 or 07 on one of my specials that people just brought back to life, saying Dane Cook started this, but I don't know if it was necessarily what we're seeing today, and that wasn't my goal in terms of, I guess, pinning it on such a turbulent time.
Yeah, but are you reluctant to take credit for it?
Well, I definitely think that I take credit that the name for me was always associated with people that were off-putting. The funny thing is I had to take that rebuttal and and swap it out because now I've got a lot of Karen friends over the years.
Oh, you do?
Oh, no.
I think Karen seeked me out because they wanted to somehow let me know I was so wrong. And so I stand by many Karens today.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine?
So now he's friends with Karens.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yehuda.
Hey there.
What's up? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay, Roz, let me read you this.
Okay.
This is what Yehuda sent to us. What should I have done? I'm at a hotel pool with my wife. A hot lady in a bikini is standing in front of me with shards of toilet paper hanging from her behind. Should I have said something? Tan body, coral blue bikini, and white toilet paper that stood out like a hairy mole on the face of Kim Kardashian.
Wow.
I, of course, want to be courteous, but don't want to be labeled a voyeur in this day and age. What should I have done?
Is this a true story? Or are you making this up to get on the radio?
100% true. I mean, it was 100% true.
Wait a minute. When did this happen, though?
Sunday.
On Sunday?
It's Sunday.
But are you asking if you should have told her that she had toilet paper hanging out of her bikini?
Well, it's this kind of conundrum. I mean, it's standing out.
No. The answer to your question is you do nothing.
Did your wife notice?
Yeah, I pointed it out to her.
Yeah, and what'd she say?
She kind of shook her head and said, "I just don't say anything."
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So whether you're telling the truth or you're not, I will give you the answer to what you should do in that situation, and I will repeat it. The thing that you do in that situation, if you are at a pool and you see a woman that you do not know in a bikini with toilet paper hanging to the back, you do nothing. She does not need you to be her hero.
Was she there with anybody?
She was there with a friend and her kids, but I don't think they really noticed. It was just kind of like
somebody would have noticed at some point.
It is not your job to point that out at all.
Well, yeah, thanks. Well, I appreciate because what is the pool advocate for telling somebody that
it's not,
you got toilet paper hanging from your behind?
No. Nobody needs you to be the hero in that situation. Okay, even if finding out is embarrassed, she doesn't need some man stranger that she doesn't know walking up saying, "Hey, between your butt cheeks, you have toilet paper." She doesn't need. That is the one thing out of all the things that she doesn't need. This is probably on the top of the list of things that she does not need while she's at the pool. Somebody will let her know, or she'll figure it out on her own. But we are always so like. Remember when we had the conversation of where if I saw somebody fall in a mall, I wouldn't help them up. And I got railed for that because here's the thing: you look at them, you assess them, you can tell whether they're injured or not, and most likely they're going to get up, they're going to grab their bags, and they're going to hope nobody saw.
Brush it off and walk.
I'm not one of these people that rushes over and goes, "Oh my God, are you okay? Do you need help?" They don't need a hero in that situation. Okay, that's not what they're looking for. They need to be ignored, and they will figure it out on their own. They'll get through it on their own, or somebody will tell them discreetly that is maybe their friend, but they don't need you to be the hero.
Yeah. Mind your business.
Mind your business, man. Okay, let her go about her life. It's weird. It's weird that you have to even ask what you should do.
Well, thanks. I just appreciate it. I can take that question to you guys.
All right, weirdo. Thanks so much.
All right, man. You take care, brother.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Question for you. Yeah. How long can you hold your breath for?
Oh, a long time.
Like how long?
I don't know. Maybe like a minute and something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Roxy's really into holding her breath in the pool.
Yeah.
She's up over a minute now.
Really?
Yeah.
How long can you hold your breath
Listen
for?
to this. Like a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, who is shooting, she shot the 2 Avatar sequels.
Yeah.
So she reunited with James Cameron.
Okay.
From Titanic. And we know that James Cameron expects a lot from the stars that are in his movies. And one of the things that Kate Winslet had to do in order to film Avatar was she had to learn how to free dive. She says this, "I had to learn how to free dive to play the role in Avatar. And that was just incredible. My longest breath hold was 7 minutes, 14 seconds.
Get out of here.
Okay, that's long.
7 minutes, 14 seconds is what Kate Winslet.
No way.
Yeah.
While still doing like body movement and stuff?
While still doing underwater while
No
being
way.
filmed.
You got to train. You know how long you have to train to do stuff like that?
This is what I'm saying.
Hold on. If she could hold her breath that long, why she let Jack sink though?
But why is it even necessary with everything that James Cameron can do in a movie?
Digitally.
Right? He invented it. Like, with everything that James Cameron can do in a movie, why is it necessary
Maybe she wanted to.
for Kate Winslet to learn how to hold her breath for 7 minutes and 14 seconds?
Maybe she's like Tom Cruise, who likes to do his own stunts, hang off of planes and stuff.
Because if you see the pool that they shoot this in, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's pictures of it. So it's a massive body of water. And on top of the water is hundreds of thousands of tiny little ping pong balls that sit on top of the water that will then all be rendered in and everything else. So they're submerged underneath all those ping pong balls, doing whatever it is that they need to do for the film in order for everything to just be like perfect. So so she can hold her breath for 7 minutes and 14 seconds. What did you say you could do?
Oh, I could do well over a minute.
You think you could do over a minute?
Easy.
How long can you hold your breath for, Maury?
When I play Fetch a Rock with my brothers in the pool, I can go for longer than a minute.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You think so?
Guaranteed.
You think you can go longer than a minute right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to stand,
Shem,
though.
come in here for a second. I need you to judge Maury.
Well, he judges me every
just
day.
judge him on only holding his breath. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day.
Get your phone. No, we need to time this.
Yes. Yeah. I can time
You
it.
gonna time it?
I can time it. Are you going to time it, Shem? Okay, you time it. Okay, so here's the thing, is that we have to go and you have to put your faces right up close to your microphones.
Yeah.
So if you take even a tiny little breath, I'm going to hear.
Okay, no problem.
And you can't breathe through your nose.
What's that?
You can't breathe through.
We know we're not breathing through our noses.
I'm just saying
Maury.
there's
Holding your breath.
rules. There's
The rule is
rules.
holding your breath.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No,
Okay,
stop.
Maury, stop. Come on, man.
I don't have to explain to people you're not allowed to breathe through your nose while doing a holding your breath challenge. Okay? It's assumed. And you're not allowed to pinch your nose either. Just we're free
See,
diving.
so that should be assumed too.
We're free diving.
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Okay, so again, Kate Winslet did 7 minutes, 14 seconds.
Okay. Not to be weird, but I'm going to close my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
I just don't like,
Okay,
I don't want you
like you
looking
with
at
your
me.
eyes. Don't worry, I like you with your eyes closed.
I'm be like, why is this guy closing his eyes?
Yeah, no. Don't worry about that.
I might sway back and forth.
Okay, so Shem, you're going to keep an eye on Maury, and I'm going to keep an eye on Mocha.
Okay.
Okay, so
I got a timer.
Yeah, gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to count down from 3.
Yeah.
During that countdown from 3 is when you do your big deep breath in. When I say go, Shem, you hit the clock. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, hold. Okay, Mocha's eyes are closed. Maury is just staring straight ahead. It seems like Mocha's up on his tippy toes. Mocha's posture is shoulders back, head up just a little tiny bit, very zen-like. Maury is already moving his shoulders up and down. His hands are in his pockets. He's standing. He chose to stand, not sit. His legs are spread a little bit farther than shoulder-length apart. I think that's like some sort of power stance to help him, I don't know, hold it in or something. Mocha has not moved at all. A tiny little bit of just natural sway back and forth. Mocha has not moved. Maury staring straight ahead. What time are we at right now, Shem?
We're at 45 seconds.
45 seconds, thank you. So again, finding out who can hold their breath the longest. As we learned this morning, Kate Winslet on the set of Avatar learned how to free dive because James Cameron is a wild man and expects everything from the actors in his movies, and she did 7 minutes, 14 seconds.
Oh,
you can learn how to do that.
Maury's
7 minutes and 14
sway
seconds.
A little bit.
Maury's starting to sway a little. His eyes are closed. Maury started out with his eyes open, and his eyes are closed.
Should I hold him?
No. You're good. You're good. His eyes are now fluttering back and forth. Mocha. Okay. Maury's done. What was Maury?
123.
123. Mocha is still going. Still going. Still going. Now, I can't see Mocha's chest to find out if he's cheating or not. I don't think he is.
Oh, he's starting to sway now as well.
Yeah. The swaying happens, which is interesting. Okay, there's Mocha. What did Mocha do?
145.
145.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I start back now and add to my time?
No.
That's not how it works.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh boy, do I have a treat for you.
Oh, no. Why? What's going on?
So, Damnit Maurie from the Roz and Mocha Show, he reads some of the commercials that you may hear on this radio station.
Oh, no.
And getting to the final product of what you hear is a very,
so
very
hard.
long journey. And we have like a number of examples of the outtakes from commercial readings sessions that Maury has been in. And the reason I bring this up is because we have a new one.
Oh, good.
So I'll give you the option.
Been in a while.
We can either hear the new one first and then
Yeah.
go through the classics.
Okay.
Or we go through the classics and then I'll let you hear the new one.
No, let's go. Let's go from beginning to end here. Let's go through some of the classics because I haven't heard these in a real long time.
Okay, so that one time when Damnit Maurie was reading a commercial for America's Got Talent.
It's America's Got Talent night on City. Don't miss another round of auditions and It's America's Got Talent night on City. Don't miss another round of auditions.
So he was having trouble getting through the word auditions.
Yeah.
The next one we have is Maury screwing up while quantities last.
And you'll also enjoy a $5 coupon for a visit in January. While quantities last. While quantities last. While quantities last.
Also January.
And then there was a time he was reading a commercial for for a golf course.
Think again and discover the Flex membership with the Copper Creek Golf Club. Copper Creek Golf Group. Copper Creek Golf Group. Copper Creek Golf Group. Think again and discover the Flex membership from the Copper Creek.
There's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them.
And then there was the car dealership one.
No, this is not a curling commercial, but you really do need to hurry into Dixie Mitsubishi to mitts. Like mitts on your arm, hand.
I have one more classic. One more.
Okay.
We was trying to get through saying the word brewery.
Oh.
A microbrewery. Microbrewery. How do you say the actual word brewery? A microbrewery with it. It's not right. Blah 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 blah. A microbrewery with an on-site coffee roaster, restaurant, and bakery.
Wow. Brewery. So the new one that we have,
brewery.
The new one that we have,
microbrewery.
The line that Damnit Maurie is to deliver is, the market is red hot. Interest rates at record lows. 1.9% for 5 years.
Oh, that's a lot of tough ones.
The market is red hot. The market is red hot. No. The market is red hot. Interest rates is record low. The market is red hot. Okay. The market is red hot. Interest rates at record lows. 1.9% for 5 years. Is that good? The market is red hot. Interest rates is record low.
You sound like a T-Rex, man. That's crazy.
All right, we got to get it together, guys.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's a new documentary dropping on Friday on demand everywhere called You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Yeah, this is David Arquette, like the David Arquette you know, and he is so into wrestling, and he was like shunned by the wrestling fans, his people years ago, and this is like sort of his redemption, and he takes it seriously and tackles the demons of the past, and this is like crazy David Arquette.
David Arquette, what up? Welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. I think we can gladly confirm that you cannot, in fact, kill David Arquette.
Good.
But man, you can come close though, huh?
Yeah, you can get into a lot of trouble.
So, based on everything that we've seen in this documentary, now, how bad does your body hurt on the daily?
Oh, I've had a real bad neck thing for the last couple days. I mean, these things just kind of keep sneaking up on you. It takes a toll on your body. It just, it's always something.
You were doing, it was almost 20 years ago now, or maybe it was 20 years ago, when you were promoting Ready to Rumble, and you had an opportunity, because you're a huge wrestling fan, to go and be a part of WCW, which I'm sure was like a dream come true. And then they decided to write it in that you were going to win the belt. And who wouldn't say no to that anyway? But this culture and these fans in this world that you loved so much turned on you and developed a hatred for you and what you did to wrestling that it has now taken you 20 years to sort of rectify. Is that correct?
Kind of, yeah, it is correct. I mean, Vince Russo really was the writer and the sort of boss at WCW at the time, so he's taken the majority of the heat. I'm sort of just lumped in with him and everyone's hatred of sort of the direction wrestling went at that time.
So you decided to jump back in the ring after a heart attack, after getting sober. You got 3 kids, a decent life, and you decide to what? You decide to start training, and because you had like wounds that you needed to heal from the past? Or what was the actual motivation for wanting to sort of gain the respect from that world?
Yeah, I mean, that was mainly the motivation, to gain respect and just rewrite my ending, not allow people to just kind of put you in a box and say, this is who you are, deal with it. I wanted to, prove to them that I was tough, that I could stand up to these guys, that I couldn't be pushed around.
And how have the wrestling community been treating you? Have they kind of stayed the course as what they've been the past 20 years, or have they come around after seeing you at shows and seeing your performance?
Well, you're always going to have haters and detractors and all that. So they're still out there. But for the most part, I think people understood where I was coming from, and the fact that I paid my dues and really, started from the bottom and learned the ropes, I think that had a positive effect. I think people are supporting the journey and understand where I was coming from.
And I know it's wrestling and everything is taken with a grain of salt, but things still hurt. Was there a time when people were saying some really terrible things about you that maybe you started to believe them? And are you out of that sort of phase now? Or how did you get out of that phase?
Yeah, well, I realized that, when people say things mean on the internet, it really only hurts if you've been telling yourself that same kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It only really hurts if it kind of like touches a chord. And I'd been telling myself a lot of stuff. So, yeah, part of the journey was, establishing confidence and a love for myself, that I didn't beat myself up as, all the time. And I don't know, just sort of have a more positive kind of self-esteem, and then just kind of take it into wrestling.
Yeah. Are you still in wrestling shape now? Like if you were to hop into a ring right now?
Yeah, I could wrestle right now.
You could tussle right now, huh?
I'm in pretty good shape at the moment.
Yeah. So what's the future hold for you? Like, do you think you want to pursue this even more now and maybe take it to someplace like the WWE or AEW or another independent?
Well, I really love wrestling with RJ City, my tag team partner. That's sort of my favorite when we go out together, because he's a veteran and he just knows how to look out for pitfalls and knows how to sort of protect the business. I'm open to it. It sort of wasn't really the point. And the point was to just sort of talk to the fans directly, to involve the fans directly.
So what is happening what's the status right now on Scream?
Scream 5, yeah. Well, Courtney Cox has signed up. We have a bunch of incredible younger actors, Jenna Ortega, and a lot of other new faces that are coming aboard. We're waiting to see if Neve Campbell joins us.
Is that going to happen? What do you know? Are you guys talking to Neve at all?
I'm not. That's sort of out of our league. That's really up to them. I mean, we have incredible directors. The guys that did Ready or Not are doing it. So it'll be good to carry on Wes's legacy and just, make another film that hopefully fans enjoy.
There's one moment in your movie where Courtney says, we met on Scream 1, we fell in love on Scream 2, we hated each other during Scream 3, and we got divorced during Scream 4. But yet you guys are still super tight, and your daughter seems really cool. Are you anticipating, or do you even have any involvement, or what can you tell us about this Friends reunion that everybody's been waiting for like 20 years?
I don't really know about the Friends reunion. I mean, we are co-parents, so we connect on that level quite a bit.
You don't ask questions? Like, you have no interest?
No, I have no interest in it.
David Arquette, such a pleasure to chat with you today. You Cannot Kill David Arquette is a documentary on demand everywhere this Friday. Brother, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
For some people, it is payday. And already this morning, Damnit Maurie owes me $20.
Why is Maurie owe you $20? What happened?
He walked in here like a hot shot trying to place a bet.
But no,
And I won. Listen, no. I won the bet immediately. And Maury trying to back away from giving me $20.
Okay, because in fairness,
hold on.
If a bet is placed by somebody that you never thought would win the bet, then it shouldn't count.
You guys need Judge Stud. And good thing that he's here right now.
What? Couldn't agree more. Oh my God, you look so fabulous.
Don't swing the judge.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you guys present your cases, and I will determine when Maury's going to give you $20.
Okay. Maury walked in here and said to me, hey, you missed
a really great episode of Canada's Drag Race
last night.
Okay.
And then I said, oh, what happened? Maury then said,
I'm so upset because they sent home Lemon.
Okay.
And I said, oh, damn, that sucks. And then Maury said,
you will never guess. I will bet you $20 that you can never guess who Lemon's partner was last night.
And then I said, Lime. And Maury said,
what the hell?
So Maury owes me $20.
And did you just guess it, Lime?
I totally guessed.
Right, because why wouldn't you? Yeah, because that would be that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But now in my defense, I shouldn't have to pay because it's a bet that I never thought he would win.
That's not how bets work.
Have you ever been to
Vegas? Do you have $20 on you right now?
No.
Let me see your wallet.
Cash?
Let me see your wallet.
Yeah, gladly. Look how empty it is.
No, I don't want to touch it.
No, look, see? I have here.
Bro, how many cards do you have in that wallet? That looks like George Costanza's wallet.
Points card.
You got your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, go get your phone.
Okay.
He transferred that.
Yep.
It's sent to him
We're
already.
do it right now. Log into your banking app. What banking institution do you use?
TD Canada Trust.
Your Honor.
Yes. And again, you look amazing.
No. That's what you have to say.
Oh. TD Canada Trust, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, but what if I place a bet and try and get the money back?
Just text them the money right now. You want to go double or nothing on something right now?
You want to lose $40?
Yeah. You want to lose 40 this morning?
No, I want my 20 back. I know.
Well, then you got to try and win it back.
But how would he have known it was Lime?
But in order for you to get that 20 back, you have to actually give Mocha the 20. Log into your banking account.
I am. I'm pushing my thumb. I have the thumb thing. What do you call it? The fingerprint.
Thanks for telling everybody.
Thanks, Mom.
Amazing.
All right.
So now when you get robbed after the show.
Look at all that money.
Okay.
Payday.
Yeah. Now hit the envelope thing and
send money.
Send money. Yeah.
Okay. Choose from account.
Yeah.
Checking.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
All right, Daddy Warbucks.
Okay. Recipient.
Yeah.
Scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says add contact.
Yeah.
Name.
Get used to it, though. That's going to be at the top very soon.
Name, Mocha.
Yeah.
It won't let me enter it.
Oh,
here it goes. Mocha.
Okay.
Oh, you just the one. It's not recognizing that name for some reason.
There must be a glitch on my phone.
Mocha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're just joining us, by the way, very early this morning, Maury lost a bet to Mocha where he owes him $20, and Maury is notorious for never paying out. Like notorious for never paying out.
Okay.
Who carries cash? Well, don't make bets then.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Continue.
Oh my God. We know how it works, man. Send him the money.
Do I have my money or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got auto deposit set up, so.
Okay. Security question.
Oh, my God.
You know what?
Okay, the security question's going to be lemon. Your answer has to be lime.
Why?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't know how we got fruit flies in here, but there's one.
We got fruit flies in here?
In the studio that's been bothering me all friggin' morning.
That's my fault.
What'd you do?
It's from that fruit fly has been here since yesterday. And I can't believe this happened. I opened my banana and that fruit fly came from within the banana.
You mean the banana that you ate yesterday?
I had one bite and the fly came out of my mouth and then I like...
No. I watched you eat a banana yesterday.
I didn't eat the whole thing.
I was shocked because Maury peeled a banana.
Yeah.
Okay?
You don't open a banana, you peel the banana,
Yeah.
Maury. First of all.
Okay, Maury...
It's not like a can of bananas.
So this is how Maury... You want to know how Maury eats a banana? You tell me if this is a normal way to eat a banana. Because I know we've gone through this before on the show over the years about the way that Maury opens and eats bananas.
Okay.
So imagine this, and I'm no banana eater, okay? But this is what Maury did. And if you're listening right now, you'll get the visual, okay? So Maury took the banana and he opened it from the top, all the way down. He didn't peel it like halfway, all the way down, right? And then what Maury did was he put the tip in his mouth, right?
Yeah.
And then he broke the whole banana off from the peel, and then what was hanging out of his mouth, he then takes his hand and snaps it in half and holds it while he chews what's in his mouth.
What? That's so weird.
So normally people hold the peel part where there's still some nana coming up out of it, and then you eat from there,
Yeah,
right?
and then as you eat, you
down.
peel.
Yeah, no.
Eat, peel,
he
eat,
peels
peel.
the whole thing, puts the whole banana in his mouth, and then with a fist snaps it in half, and then holds it in one hand while he chews. It's the weirdest thing, man.
What is wrong with you? Honestly.
And then the fruit fly came from that.
Hold on now. How long do fruit flies live for?
Apparently a day so far.
Give me 1 second, dude.
Because there's one right when I
think
walked in this
several
morning.
days. I think weeks.
There's no way. How long do fruit flies live? The average natural lifespan of a fruit fly adult and optimum temperatures. Oh yeah, 40 to 50 days. We got this thing. We got this little buddy till Halloween.
I'm so sorry. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Two big announcements came out of the world of Star Wars over the weekend.
Okay.
Announcement number one is that Mandalorian was wrapped and done, completed before COVID hit.
Yes.
Right? The other is that the limited Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Ewan McGregor is a go officially.
Yes.
Are you into that? You want to see that?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Is it because The Mandalorian is so good that you sort of have faith in episodic Star Wars?
Absolutely.
Is it really?
Mandalorian convinced me of everything.
Yeah, it's wild how that
As long as they
happened.
have the right team.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Ewan McGregor. It's funny how he's now the Kenobi and it's not Alec McGuinness or Alec Guinness, whatever his name is.
Sir Alec Guinness?
Yeah.
But wasn't he super bitter about...
Yeah, he hated it.
He didn't like it at all.
No.
I was watching recently. I was watching a documentary on Disney Plus on Star Wars. I'm thinking of Star Wars, and they were showing a scene where it's Obi-Wan, Luke, Han Solo, and Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
And somebody breaks. And they all start laughing, right?
Yeah.
Except for Sir Alec
Oh,
McGuinness.
really, huh?
And he just had this sour look on his face, and he turned around and walked away. I was like, do you hate this movie and that role so much?
Yeah, I don't think he liked it at all. I think it's like very well documented that he didn't like it and didn't even like it. Like, you can come around, you can do something that you don't have a lot of faith in. And then eventually you come around to realize its impact. Me with this show.
Thanks, jerk. Come on, bro.
But everybody came around. Like eventually after, 3 decades, Harrison Ford came around and then he was like, yeah, okay, I'm Han Solo. I'll put the suit back on and do the thing. But even after Star Wars became like a huge thing, I don't think he ever came around.
He just wanted to be that bitter guy. Just everyone leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
Don't call me Obi-Wan.
Yeah, there were days when, before Harrison Ford came around to being Han Solo, where you would interview Harrison Ford for other projects, and 5 people before you walk in that room would look you in the face and go, absolutely nothing about Star Wars.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Heart's broken too, right?
Yeah. And then the problem is that you want to sit down and you're like, okay, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about, and also no Indy.
No Indiana. That was going to be my next question.
No.
Talking about Indiana Jones?
It's assumed at that point. So they would look at you in the face and go, absolutely no Star Wars. And then you're like, okay, cool. So maybe we can just go in and have some fun. And he's a notorious grump. First of all, Harrison Ford.
We didn't talk to him about Age of Adeline?
Yes.
Yeah,
Witness. Bro, you were so good.
Yeah. Oh, I loved you in Fugitive.
Okay, so you walk in, and the problem is that Harrison Ford knows his demo, and he knows what a Star Wars fan looks like and roughly how old they are. Like, he just knows the type.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter what kind of mood that he was in. When a guy like me walked into a room, you could see Harrison Ford. He looks at you when you walk in, and as you come into the light and take your seat, his head drops and he goes, because he knows all I want to talk about is Star Wars. Anyway, he came around. So with all that said, Obi-Wan Kenobi limited series is happening with Ewan McGregor.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So much stuff over the weekend about the Batman at DC Fandom.
Just watched the trailer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I'm into it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I really am.
So it's interesting because what really caught on, you never know what fans are going to grab a hold of after a trailer, but there's 2 things. One, so play the clip of the trailer right now so we can discuss the iconic line.
Let's play a game, just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance. You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
All right. So a lot of people talking about how Robert Pattinson, when somebody says, "Who are you?" he doesn't go, "I'm Batman," like everybody else does. He says, "I'm Vengeance." Vengeance who? Vengeance Batman.
Yeah. Vengeance, a.k.a. the Batman.
Yeah.
Duh.
I like it, though. I like it.
I'm into it. I'm glad that they didn't reveal, that they didn't use the line that everybody assumed that they were going to use. Right.
So, couple things. People freaking out over the fact that Colin Farrell, because we knew Colin Farrell was in the movie.
Yeah.
And he plays Penguin. And he's in the trailer 3 times, but he's completely unrecognizable.
Hold on, what? He's in the trailer?
Yeah. He looks like, you know who Richard Kind is?
No.
Google Richard Kind right now. He sort of looks like Gerard Depardieu a little bit. But Google Richard Kind. He's an actor. He's got a very unique voice. You know who he is.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
But this is what they made Colin Farrell look like.
That's funny. I looked him up recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. But there's a guy in the trailer who looks just like Richard
Now I'm gonna have
Kind.
to go back and watch this trailer again.
So that is actually Colin Farrell, who they did with all this makeup to look just like Richard Kind. I don't know why you have gorgeous Colin Farrell in your movie and you put all that prosthetics on it, but that's just me.
So Penguin's in this?
So Penguin's in this, and then you got a tiny glimpse of Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
Correct.
And Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. But this is Robert Pattinson doing an intro to Matt Reeves.
As many of you probably already know, we were in the beginning stages of production when COVID hit. So now I'm very anxious to get back to work and continue to form this beloved character. I've always been a massive fan. I'm not really allowed to share anything, so I'm going to hand it over to the great Matt Reeves, who's somewhere around here. I hope you enjoy.
So hold on a second. He said that they were in the early stages of production.
Yes.
But from what I saw on the trailer, that we all saw in the trailer, it looked like they filmed a lot.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know how much they filmed without Robert Pattinson and how much they filmed with Robert Pattinson. Like, they could have been doing chase scenes and special effects for months. I don't know. I have no idea. But this is Matt Reeves on the story.
The idea is we go back to year one, and year one is the beginning of the emergence. It's the first appearance of this masked vigilante that starts to unsettle the city, and you start to see the story through the point of view of these corrupt cops, and one in particular, and the story is actually a battle for his soul. And he's a cop over generations, and the history of corruption in Gotham is enormous and goes back many years. And the story is like, as you realize that there's this myth building in the background, you're actually in a new place where you've never seen these characters before, some of which we'll touch on that you may have seen from the comics, but others totally new. Then you can go down an avenue and go into detail that you couldn't do in a movie, and to go into these sort of rich places and meet entirely new characters that Terrence is going to create. And I'm incredibly excited about it.
So it's Penguin. Are there any other villains?
Yeah, Joker. Sorry, not Joker, Riddler.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Paul Dano's Riddler.
Okay.
And finally, we'll end on this, Matt Reeves, because when we all first saw those pictures, even way before the trailer, like last year, we saw those pictures of the bat suit. Everybody's kind of like, well, it looks a little homemade to me. You know what I mean?
One of the things about this batsuit is that it's very practical. The whole idea is that he's made it himself. And so we needed to be able to sort of see how it would fit on him in these ways that he could move, but also looked like it was something that was still evolving. And even the idea of the story, he's in year 2, so he's been wearing it. So like, he goes every night looking for trouble. So you look at his cowl and you can actually see there are gashes in it. And I will tell you this, one of the big things that Rob actually talked to Christian Bale, and Christian Bale was like, just make sure you're going to be able to relieve yourself. So all of that sort of was actually part of what was important to build into, which is like, okay, he needs to be able to put it on. He also needs to be able to live as a human being.
Batman gotta pee.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Rachel, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great.
So, Rachel, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. Should I make an effort for my kids to have a relationship with my parents? We moved over a year ago away from them, and they haven't made much effort. Even when we lived close, my kids weren't much of a priority for them. So why do you think this is?
So my husband, he, I guess, put my mom in her place, and she didn't like that. She's not used to that.
What do you mean he put her in her place? What happened?
My kid was like a month old, my first daughter, and she just started unnecessary drama. We're sleep deprived. We're doing everything on our own, and she just talks too much, and it got back to him, and he just put her in her place. I guess she didn't like that, and so I didn't hear from her for like a couple months. And from that day on, I guess, she would just come around when my husband was at work or not home. Mm-hmm. And it only changed when I had my son 2 years later, and they started to come around, and my brother by then had a kid, and they were living, like all my siblings live at home still, mm-hmm. and they were raising him, so they just had more time for him than my own kids. Mm-hmm. And they never really made an effort. Like they used to tell my kids that they would come over, and when they wouldn't come over, like my kid would just be sad. And then from then on, I just kind of started not telling my kids when their grandparents were showing up in case they wouldn't come.
Yeah. What's the relationship like currently between your mom and your husband?
Well, honestly, I don't really talk to my family at all. Like,
you don't talk to your family at all?
Okay.
No.
So is the problem, Rachel,
live...
I'm trying to understand this. Is the problem, you said your mom, or in your husband's opinion, that your mom talks too much. Is your mom trying to be the parent to your kids? And not be the parent as in raise them, but like kind of tell you how to be a parent to your kids? And maybe that's what your husband doesn't like?
Well, she was trying that, but like I said, she didn't really play a role in their lives at all. And I kind of did everything for the kids, and they were obviously my priority. And with her, she just kind of plays the victim and makes it seem like I did something wrong in a way, and made my whole family kind of feel that way.
Here's my take on it. I feel that I feel that both of you are at fault here, but I feel that your mother,
Okay.
I feel that your mother isn't instigating hangouts with the kids because that means dealing with and possibly fixing and having conversations about the relationship that the two of you have.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just sort of making life easy because if you show up and even do a drop off or come and hang out with the kids, you know, she gets to be a grandparent, but you guys also have to work on your own relationship. And I don't think that your mom's in a place right now where maybe she feels that she can because of the strained relationship that she has with your husband. So therefore, there's no kids because that's what makes life easy. There's no grandkids. There's no an instigating hangouts because she's not going to call you and say, "Hey, can I take the kids to a movie this weekend?" Because then what you guys are just going to wind up, you know, getting into an argument between the two of you that has nothing to do with the grandkids. Life is just easier this way. You guys, before you can have this conversation about should I try and make her a part of, you know, my kids' lives so she can get to be a grandparent and they can get to have a grandmother, you need to have a conversation with your mother about the current state of your own relationship with her.
So it's a little complicated because we moved to California, and so I'm not like 15 minutes away from them anymore. I'm like a long flight away from them.
Right.
So I don't even know
what do
how
you
I
want from her then? What do you want from your mother?
I'm just wondering if my kids are going to miss out if I make the step to have a relationship with her, because they're fine, and honestly I'm kind of fine with the way it is because I just find it so stressful talking to my mom, and it just I don't know, I find that I'm very unhappy when I have to, or even like when I know I have to call them to just like wish them like for holidays
You dread it.
and all that.
You have issues with, you got to work on your relationship. This has nothing to do with your kids.
That's what I was
You
gonna
got to work on your
say.
relationship with your mom. And if you don't want to work on that relationship, that's fine. When I was younger, my mom's mom was sort of like my grandmother. She was the only grandmother that I really knew. My dad's parents.
Yeah.
Honestly, like as much as I can remember, and I mean, I have like permanent memories that I started developing when I was probably like about 5.5. I have exactly one memory of my dad's mom.
Oh, really?
One.
Oh, wow.
And I was getting yelled at for doing something.
Oh, wow.
I have one memory. Other than that, they were not part of our lives.
Huh.
His
Interesting.
entire side of the family was not part of our lives growing up. So I didn't know any of them. And so do you need both sets of grandparents and does everything have to be cool? Absolutely not.
No. I think, Rachel, to be honest with you, hearing your story and just hearing what you're saying to us right now, I feel like the problem is between you. Sorry, not problem, but the issue is between you and your mom and not your parents and your kids. It really sounds like it's something between two individuals.
Okay.
Which needs to be discussed, as Roz said.
And when you work on that, the relationship with the kids, if it is going to happen, will happen after that, and it'll happen naturally.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, you got to.
Hey, what brought you out to California?
My husband for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't listen to you guys anymore. It's not the same, but at least I have the podcast.
Yeah, the
you can listen
podcast
on
is
the
great.
podcast for sure.
Okay, love.
Well, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh no.
It used to be you, Mocha. I don't even know when it changed, but it's Roz now.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, I need to know why and when it changed. Come on now.
I don't. It's really weird because I used to like only try to listen when the two of you were there, and if like Roz was gone, I was like, okay, I could listen. Like I'd still listen, but now it's like if you're not there and Roz is there, I still listen. Like it kind of switched. Like I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know when it switched, but like I like Roz now.
Oh.
Wow. What I do know is I'm sorry I asked.
Yes, exactly. Now you know how I feel. Never ask. Never
Regardless,
ask. It's
Rachel,
never going to go the way you want it to.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
So, DC, is it Fandom? Is that what it was over the weekend?
Yeah.
That's where we found out all the details of Justice League, the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, all that new cool Batman stuff. But Black Adam was one of the big stories. This, of course, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson getting into the official DC universe as Black Adam. I don't know a lot about Black Adam, but I guess the Justice Society of America will be introduced in the Black Adam film set for December 22nd. Not the Justice League, it's the Justice Society.
Oh, God.
Which includes Adam Smasher, played by Noah Centineo. Oh, yeah, that's the guy from all those Netflix movies.
Uh-huh.
And also Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Cyclone. This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. This is the one. This is the one that's going to change everything. This is Black Adam.
Oh.
Here's why I worry about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson getting into these movies.
Why?
Because the stories of Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham and guys like that do these Fast and Furious movies, Vin Diesel, they all come from a place where on screen, they don't get beat up. And it's contractual. They count punches. For every punch that Dwayne takes, he has to give like 2 more. He doesn't lose a fight. Remember, they did this whole thing where Dwayne Johnson wouldn't do a scene where he had to be on his back because he got knocked down. That had to be negotiated.
He doesn't want to appear weak.
Right. So how then do you make an entertaining superhero movie where you take on a role like Black Adam if he still does this, if he still puts these rules on the filmmakers that are behind DC?
Well, he gets beat up a certain amount of time.
No, but Dwayne Johnson does not get beat up.
Let me finish. And then as the movie progresses, he just kicks more and more ass. So the ass that he's kicking adds up to more than how much his ass got kicked.
No, but what I'm saying is that he doesn't lose a fight.
Well, he's going to have to for this movie.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I worry. I worry that he's had it this way for so long where they count punches and they don't shoot him on the ground and he doesn't lose a battle. I worry what that world is going to look like.
But maybe this is different because he's wearing a costume.
When was the last time? Has he ever done a costume movie before?
Well,
Dwayne
Jumanji.
Johnson? That's not a costume, though. Oh, Tooth Fairy.
That's not a costume.
Right. Tooth Fairy's a costume?
Yeah,
Isn't it just something that covers your eyes?
No. He wore a full outfit in Tooth
Yes.
Fairy. Tooth Fairy was great.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Weeknd is in the new Esquire magazine.
That's rare.
And he did a cover shoot for it and everything. It looks great. And he was asked to name 5 songs that shaped his career.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's got such a good catalog, too. Like, amazing catalog of music. He says, going back to his debut album, his debut mixtape from 2011, House of Balloons, this song called What You Need. Oh, I heard that. I had not heard this song in forever. This was like way before we all knew the Weeknd that we know now. So listen to what The Weeknd tells Esquire about this time in his life. He dropped out of high school. He had moved out of his mother's house in Scarborough and was living in a house with his friends in Parkdale, which Esquire says here, a grimy, cool neighborhood where he could throw parties, mess around, take a cocktail of drugs, whatever. It wasn't an act, he says, or a gimmick. He just didn't like the limelight. The Weeknd says, I wasn't too confident with how I looked. I didn't think that I could sell music looking like me. I was very hard-headed. To this day, I don't think I've ever done a radio interview because they asked him about not talking to reporters. Mm-hmm. Because if you remember, even as he started blowing up, he was getting requests like crazy for interviews, both for magazine, TV, radio, everything. Yeah. And he was saying no. And he says, I would just feel like I would give a horrible interview.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Taking it back to 2014 to an era where we all kind of knew The Weeknd already, and he was doing big tracks, and like everything was being played on the radio. This, by the way, is Esquire asked The Weeknd to name 5 songs that shaped his career. He mentioned Love Me Harder with Ariana Grande. which, such a good song.
That's a great song, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you remember the song Often? Oh my God, dude, this song?
Ask me if I do this every day. I said often. That's how many times she rode the wave. Not so often. Baby, it's down to do it either way. Often, baby, I can make.
And another song he said that helped shape his career is one of our favorite songs, Ross.
Oh.
Earned It from the 50 Shades
Love this
soundtrack.
song.
You're always worth it.
In the category of a fantastic song from a terrible movie. There's so many of those.
This is the best part of the movie. It's the song.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then he starts talking about Starboy. I mean, we all know Starboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another classic. And then, do you remember when this song came out and everyone was making like the Michael Jackson comparison?
Yes.
They're like, oh, he sounds just like Mike. He's kind of dancing. Some of his moves are just like Mike. He's like a younger Michael Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And The Weeknd said he didn't like that comparison.
Really?
At
What did he say?
all. He said there was a backhanded thing to the comment that didn't feel genuine. It felt like they were setting me up for disaster. I wanted to transcend. I wanted the music to transcend.
I get it. It's very difficult when people start comparing you to somebody else. Some people frame it as the feel of this brings me back to a place where the last time I felt like this was listening to Michael, which is a positive way of saying it. And then other people, it is framed as you're nothing original.
Right. When your whole career you've been fighting to be the one and only you.
Exactly.
And someone else is saying, hey, yeah, you're you, but you're also like...
Yes.
And then that other thing takes over.
The thing that people love to say is the thing that people hate to hear. And that is, so-and-so is the next blank.
Right.
People hate to hear that.
If you want to read
have that said about you.
More about The Weeknd, he is in the new edition of Esquire.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I need to get your thoughts on everything that went down in the NBA yesterday.
Oh, boy. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% here for it. And I'm glad that the NBA, that the players using the platform that they have are able to speak freely.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that so much. And I know that the Clippers and the Lakers are talking about leaving the bubble, canceling the rest of the season, as are other individual players from teams. Like, no official team statements have come out. But I would say a lot of the players, and I wouldn't be surprised if this season comes to an end this weekend.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know if you could even continue, even if one team decides to leave. How do you continue? How do you continue if the Lakers leave?
Yeah.
Right?
Because then you have your biggest star in the NBA is gone.
Like what's the point? I don't mean what's the point, because the point is very clear, but it's I don't know what the point would be to continue is what I'm saying. Not what's the point to
and it was
go
only
home.
2 days ago, because these conversations have been happening since the beginning of the week, because only 2 days ago, Nick Nurse, coach of the Raptors, publicly said that behind closed doors, he and his players have been talking about whether or not certain guys from the team would want to continue playing or just full out leave the bubble.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Raptors that I first heard about this, the idea of doing this, but they just didn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
Otherwise they would have been, the team. Hey, Shane, come on in here for a second.
And I don't think they're going to, so the games that were scheduled, the playoff games that were scheduled to happen yesterday, were canceled.
Yeah.
And then the ones, the Raptors are supposed to play at 6:30 tonight against Boston.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think any of the games that are scheduled for today.
Yeah. Are the playoffs done, Shem?
I'm going to say yes.
You think so?
A lot of the reports yesterday were that LeBron James specifically was like, nope, I don't want to do it. The owners need to be in here. They need to help with change. I just don't see how they continue. I really don't. I really don't. And yeah, I mean, look, with the coronavirus, this whole season has been a bit chaotic. I think they just might decide, let's just shut it all down, which is kind of crazy because you really thought that the coronavirus was going to be what shut the NBA season down, right?
Yeah.
And it's not likely going to be that.
Yeah.
In the NHL last night.
Yeah.
God, I don't know if y'all saw what was happening on Twitter with everyone saying NHL should not have continued with their games last night.
Yeah. That's tough too, though. And I don't mean to I'm not saying that they should or that they shouldn't. It's just to make a decision to. Everything happened so fast in the NBA yesterday.
Yeah.
And everybody are in these bubbles. And things just aren't right. And I don't know if the culture of the NHL, I don't know if NHL, like, to me, it seems that it's very easy for NBA teams to all get together and discuss something. I don't know if that's the way things work in the NHL. I don't know if this is something that could collectively be discussed amongst players. I don't know whether they have those relationships. I don't know if that's the culture. I don't know if they could have put something together that fast. I don't know.
Yeah, I think...
But to me, what it seemed like, the backlash made it seem like they all got together and said no, where I don't even know if it got that far.
I don't begrudge the NHL for not canceling their games yesterday for that exact reason. I would rather you continue as is, and then if you want to make a statement or you want to do something, think about it a little bit, you know, think it through and then make a more meaningful statement, whether it's through, boycotting or protesting or whatever the case is. And as you said, everything happens so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen with tonight's NBA games. Orlando, Milwaukee were the first teams to cancel their games, and then just, minutes, everything was just changing and evolving
fast.
really, really fast. So I don't blame other leagues for not canceling their games.
Jason Dickinson from the Dallas Stars said, oh, wait, no, sorry, it wasn't him. It was, Seguin?
Tyler Seguin?
Tyler Seguin. He said, I woke up from a nap. And this was yesterday afternoon. He said, I woke up from a nap and I didn't realize what the NBA was doing until I got to the rink. So there wasn't much thought in my head throughout the day to think about not playing tonight. But like I said, I support what's going on. I support the movement. And I think hockey needs, honestly, to do more. But I think we can all show our actions in different ways. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these guys had zero idea of what was going on.
Yeah, I don't think it was a decision to not. I just think that there was no decision.
And I think if they had rushed, quite frankly, it would have been performative. It would have come across as
that's the other thing too. And then with the NBA, I don't want to see Kyle Lowry play if Kyle Lowry's heart's not in it. Right. And I think that being in the bubble has taken such an incredible mental toll on every athlete, whether you're a hockey player or a basketball player. I think that they are just suffering so much being in that bubble and having to do this thing and dealing with everything outside of the world, and you don't have your family and nothing is normal.
Yeah.
And I think that they're all just dealing with so much right now that it's all compounded into one day, and that day happened yesterday.
And for a lot of them, they want something to happen. They want change, but there's only so much they can do from inside of the bubble. They can be more powerful as individuals or as groups once they leave that bubble and get back to whatever state or whatever city or wherever they need to be at, whether it's with their families or with organizations within cities to help make a difference and spread the word.
Yeah, well, there's also the argument that if they leave the bubble, they are going to lose that sort of high-profile focus on them and their causes, right? Because we don't know what happens, when if the Raptors return to Toronto, if the Lakers go back to LA, are they going to have the same platform that they do with the world sort of being focused on them right now in that bubble in Florida? It's a tough sell. I'm a massive NBA fan. I love basketball. I would not begrudge the players if they decided to cancel the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think they're stronger together.
Yeah.
I think all of them playing throughout this and keeping the focus on whatever they want to keep the focus on. I think that is the sort of best way to use their power, because they do have the full support of the NBA. If this was 4 years ago, they wouldn't. They would be, the reaction would be, shut up and dribble, right?
Yeah.
But now they have the full support of the NBA, and I think that you use that full support. I think that this is how you get stuff done.
And speaking of 4 years ago, yesterday happened to be 4 years ago to the date that Colin Kaepernick knelt for the first game, which is kind of an interesting irony.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So people going back to the movies this past weekend. Ooh, Unhinged was number one at the box office.
Which one was that again?
The Russell Crowe movie.
Oh, right.
With $4 million.
What is the studio sequel, right? Studio's taking in all that money and saying, yo, sequel.
The box office has basically been dead for like 24 weeks now.
Yeah.
Because of coronavirus. And Unhinged was in, I think, like less than 2,000 theaters. So
what's the max capacity again? 50, right?
50 people. Well, in Canada,
in Canada for Cineplex.
I don't know what they're doing in the States. But I don't even think that there's still a whole lot of part of the States where you can't even go to see a movie.
Yeah, no.
They're shutting back down again.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, so, God, it's so crazy. It's so nuts, but that's the new world. And what did SpongeBob do? Do you like SpongeBob? Does your kid like SpongeBob yet?
He's not into SpongeBob
He's not into SpongeBob?
Nah.
What's that, Maury?
You know what's so funny about SpongeBob? It came in
Everything?
at number 2.
What's that?
The funny thing about SpongeBob, which came in at number 2, shockingly, is when you interview the guy that does SpongeBob, which is why I won't, is he won't do the voice.
What do you want him to do? Like sit there in front of you like a person and do the voice?
No, but even if the end of the interview, if you're like, hey, Tom, because his name's Tom Kenny. Hey, Tom, blah, 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 great interview. Okay, what
why are you
SpongeBob?
so obsessed with the guy who voices SpongeBob?
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Because you're known for doing something, do something.
Oh, don't tell the man what to do with his life.
Like say one phrase. No,
but who does that though?
Maury does.
Who does that? Who else would you?
I've interviewed people from Family Guy. They'll do it, no problem.
No, I know, but let's get out of that world, right? So let's say you're sitting in front of, geez, man, I don't know,
James Earl Jones. And ask him to do Darth Vader.
Well,
he would just make his voice deeper, right?
He just sounds like Darth Vader
already. Yeah,
but like if you if you sat in front of Christian Bale and was like, do the Batman voice.
No, okay, but the difference is Christian Bale has done many other things. Tom Kenny is only known for SpongeBob.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. He's not your like performer. That's what he gets paid to do. He's not going to sit there
but sell the movie. This is why it came in number 2.
So what? You would ask him to do the voice, and he would just flat out say no?
No, you're told in advance. Don't ask to do the voice. It will not do the voice.
It has to be some sort of legal thing. I don't know. Anyway, SpongeBob made $550,000 this weekend. You do the SpongeBob voice, Maury.
Say, here's a quote.
Okay.
Say, Squidward, I used your clarinet to unclog my toilet.
Squidward, I used your clarinet to unclog the toilet.
That sounds nothing like SpongeBob.
That's not SpongeBob at all.
You ever heard SpongeBob?
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time.
Okay, sure you did.
Did SpongeBob come out when you were an adult?
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, Christopher Nolan's Tenet. I still don't know what this movie's about.
Well, this is the thing about Chris Nolan movies is you've heard over the years that so many people have read the screenplay who have already been, cast in a movie where they have to go over and over and over again to figure it out. But I will say this, Chris Nolan movies, especially when you look at Inception or a couple of the other ones that he's done.
Interstellar. Oh, I love that movie.
He's very unique in the sense that you don't necessarily have to even fully understand a Chris Nolan movie in order to actually like the movie. It's not like if you don't understand Inception or Interstellar, exactly what he was trying to say, it doesn't take away from your enjoyment of it. You can still walk out of there liking the movie. And if somebody says to you, what is it about? You will have no answer, but you still enjoyed it. Like he's really super unique in that sense.
To this day.
Yeah.
I still, if you go through like my YouTube history, to this day, I will still watch videos on Interstellar Explained.
Yeah.
And like all different videos from like different people and different companies who have all tried to explain it to me, and I still don't understand.
Yeah. It's very...
But it's so
good. That's the thing, is that you don't have to get it. And he's super unique. But Tenet was the movie that was supposed to really bring back the world as far as entertainment after COVID. And this was the movie that was going to just, give a shot in the arm to theaters everywhere. We were all supposed to go back to the theater.
And they kept getting delayed.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to come out on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And John David Washington, who you know as Ricky Jared from Ballers.
Oh, yeah.
With The Rock on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was such a good show. He's in the movie, and Damnit Maurie got a chance to talk to him. And something you just mentioned about reading a Christopher Nolan script over and over again to try to understand is one of the things that they talked about.
Now, Interstellar, Inception, Christopher Nolan is known for movies that really mess with your mind and take you a while to sort of, I guess, understand what's going on. How many times did you have to read the script before you're like, okay, I totally get this now. I understand.
I've never read a script more on a film than this one. Like on the day of it, like I was almost reading. I was reading it 5 to 6 times a week, 6 days a week. So I really for the first month or so. So I had to be on it like that. I mean, well, it's not like because usually I study the scenes or I get more backstory stuff. But no, I always work. I'm always working. But I never just read script front to back that many times throughout a film. Like I did with this one. When I read it, it took me 4 hours to read it the first time I got it. And strangely enough, the first 45 minutes to an hour, I thought I had it. Thought I could totally tell you what it was about. And slowly realized as the day went on, I didn't know what the heck I just read. So yeah, I guess I was delirious in that regard because I was just blown away and had a false sense of understanding because I was just, I was in this euphoric stage of I can't believe I'm in a Christopher Nolan film in his office reading his script. Of course I understand it. Yeah, I get it.
Lying to Christopher Nolan. Now, the description for the movie.
Oh, God, here we go with this. A Nolan description.
All right. This is what it officially reads, okay?
Yeah, go.
Armed with only one word, Tenet. And fighting for the survival of the entire world. A protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time.
Wow.
That's the description of the movie.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Here's what Damnit Maurie thought it was about.
I got to tell you, this movie was fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. You sound very enthusiastic about that. So thank you very much.
Yes, but I have to tell you, when I first heard about this movie, I got to be honest with you, I really thought it was about an apartment tenant played by you. I was like, oh, that's cool. A tenant in his day.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I'm sure you're not the only one that felt that way, that thought that at first viewing or at first when you first heard about it.
Poor guy.
I know. John David Washington trying to be as polite as possible. You know what I mean?
That movie,
you guys are on Zoom, right? Yeah, so he could see you. He didn't want to be rude.
No.
He's like, this is the movie that everyone's talking about. I got to be on my best behavior.
No. Now, I guess some are wondering if this is an Inception sequel. What do you have to say to that?
It is not. Not an Inception sequel. Not at all. I'd say more of an in-law. It's, not blood.
So there you go. It's not officially a sequel, but Tenet, starring John David Washington in theaters on Wednesday.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tom Cruise went to the movies.
What?
He filmed himself going to see Tenet because I guess he wants
He has nothing to do with that movie, though.
And no, but he just went as a fan.
Oh,
he went to see
with
it.
other people?
Yeah,
with 49 other people.
I don't know, man. This theater, he had a mask on, but this theater looked really crowded to me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it looked really crowded.
So why did he film himself? To be like, hey, look at me.
He's like, I'm enjoying the movie.
Amongst other people?
Yes.
I think it would have been maybe a special screening, but I guess that doesn't justify it being packed.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It looked like that. I mean, it looked like he was there with fans.
Oh.
Like when you see the footage, it really looks like he's in a regular movie theater with fans, but this is Tom Cruise enjoying Tenet.
Here we are. Back to the movies. Back at the movie theater, everybody.
It's good to be back at the movie theater, everybody.
Sounds like a movie theater owner or like an
Right?
usher. Like, welcome back, everyone.
It's super weird. I don't know.
Can I get y'all anything?
I don't know, but I guess he was in Europe because the movie I think is already open there. But yeah, no, super weird. So, but for me, I'm like, I still can't. You went to the movies not that long. You saw Tenet in the theater too, Maurie.
Yeah, we saw it in the IMAX theater, but
it was a special screening just for you guys, right?
But there was like huge separation between people. Like you had to pick which seat you'd want, and then they gave you like a stack of tickets, which you're only using one ticket, but they gave you here's 10 seats. Right? So like
what, to prove that you have that entire row yourself?
Here you go. These are all your tickets.
Oh my God, that's like playing the 50-50. Like you got to sit there, like go through all your
look at all the numbers, make sure they all match
you
up.
had to wear your mask during the whole movie.
Really?
And they had the hand sanitizer before you went in. And
do they check your temperature at all or no?
No, they did not.
No. But so what do you do? Because there's just regular things that people want to do when they go to the movies. So if you have to wear your mask the whole time, what do you do about food?
So I had food. So you lift.
Of course you had food. We assume you had food. You don't have to say I had food. We assume you had food.
It was a lift of the mask for each bite.
So you don't just lift the top of the mask and pour it in and then just
like a horse?
Yeah. And just like you don't
like
just
when
do
you
that.
Those carriage rides and the horse has the bag in front?
Snack on that.
Because I had a
for
tuna
a couple
sandwich.
hours. You could do the same thing, I guess. Just little bits.
Also a tuna sandwich inside of a theater?
Yeah, but I had 10
that's
seats.
So gross.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
At the height of his popularity, maybe like 14 years ago, when Akon was like running music and he was everywhere.
Akon.
Yeah, I got some Akon news for you. He was like showing up on everybody's song, right? And he was everywhere and selling out arenas all over the place.
He was the Shaggy of his day.
He was. Great reference.
Or the Ja Rule of his time. I don't know which is more accurate.
I would say the Ja Rule of his
Ja
time.
Rule. Yeah, right.
And he was the one who actually signed Lady Gaga to his record label and helped put her on the scene. And at one point, Cardinal Offishall was signed to Akon's record label. And they have two popular tracks. One of them went number one. Dangerous went number one around the world. But this interview that he did recently with Vlad TV on YouTube talks about an artist that he passed on signing. And tell me that this isn't, for Akon, a massive regret. And again, this is the guy who signed Lady Gaga to his record label.
Okay.
Cardinal Offishall brought him to me back in 2005, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. And he's talking about Drake.
Oh.
Right, what was it for? It was right before Best I Ever Had blew up. Because at the time it was like more mixtape-ish, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, believe it or not, Drake sounded more like Eminem.
Really?
Yeah. With that demo that I heard, he was sounding more like M. But I think that was around the time when that's every artist developing, you know? And you can see the difference between that demo and Best I Ever Had. Best I Ever Had was when everybody was after him.
Oh, so he had
at that time he hadn't quite signed.
Oh, okay.
He was negotiating with everybody. There was like this huge bidding war.
Yeah.
And that's when Cardi was like, I told you this was gonna be the shit. I said, well, reach out. He said, you can, but the lowest bid right now is $1 million. I said, I ain't got $1 million. Out of all the artists today, Drake to me, he is worth what every single penny. Every single penny. That motherfucker is genius.
So Akon didn't have $1 million. And just to take it back, Lil Wayne did an interview with his journalist who runs a super popular website and podcast called Rap Radar. His name's Elliot Wilson. And he did an interview with Lil Wayne where Wayne was talking about the first time he was introduced to Drake. And again, references the song Best I Ever Had, which we all obviously know.
Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it real big. Bigger than you.
Right, we all know the song. Drake raps and sings at the same time in this song, and this is what Lil Wayne said.
As far as Drizzy always was just a knockout from the door. You know, it was just everything, plain and simple. When he was introduced to me, and I was like, okay, what does this kid do? Well, let me hear it again. And I was like, oh, who that is on the hook? I'm like, that's him too. Yeah. You know, you go to hearing the rap, like, he's spitting, you know, I'm like, and then when you go to hearing the hook, like, the hook, cold, who that is singing the hook? Like, oh, that was him too. Yeah. And that's when I was like, that was him too? You know? And I was like, well, let me see the little homie. And when I saw him, you know what I mean? When I saw him, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, where you from? Canada. Like, Canada? It was like, he was also on a TV show when he was younger, so a few people may know him from that.
Degrassi, yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, well, he got a lot going for him, you know? And I was like, I'm honored for him to even choose me as an option.
Isn't that crazy?
Wasn't Jamie Foxx involved in Drake's early days at some point as well, doing something? I remember that. I remember Drake, there was a Jamie Foxx tie-in that was very brief, and I don't remember what it was. Because Jamie Foxx was the first, like, sort of big star name that I heard associated as being a Drake fan.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day. And I don't know what the connection was, but I know that Jamie Foxx was a very early fan of Drake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what a different world it would have been if Akon
$1 million
was the one.
you could have had Drake?
I know. Now looking back,
come on.
Like, take out a loan or something, bro.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hurricane Laura is now a Category 3 storm after making landfall as a Category 4. This down in Louisiana with wind speeds of 150 miles an hour. The National Weather Service warned people in the area to take action now to protect your life and to treat the extreme wind conditions as if a tornado were approaching. At 150 miles an hour, Laura is tied for the most intense hurricane to hit land in Louisiana since 1856.
Woo.
That is an incredible storm.
This year, man, what the hell?
And it's crazy because Laura, and I don't know whether it's just because there's so much other stuff going on or COVID or whatnot, but this storm, it crept up. Like, normally when these storms are happening, you get 5 days of weathermen in raincoats standing on a beach somewhere, you know, and we watch them get pelted around on TV. We got none of that. No. And this just like sort of happened, and I didn't even know. And then the headline I read last night was like, they're telling people, they're describing the surges as unsurvivable. Yeah. And I'm like, how did an unsurvivable storm just hit? And I knew nothing about it. Nobody knew.
I think because the protests in Wisconsin has been just like taking over. It's
crazy.
Taking over the news, right?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Let's see if we can turn this into a song.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mocha, are you ready to do the news?
Yeah.
Hey. Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
The Snyder Cut of Justice League was the sort of first real big story because the trailer leaked before they had a chance to show it on the big screens there, before they could officially release it. And then Zack Snyder was calling out people on just on Twitter and everything else. But a lot of people really want to see this because this was the movie that Zack Snyder wanted to make. So if you remember Justice League, Zack Snyder had to step away because I believe his daughter passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had to step away. So they handed the movie over to Joss Whedon, who reshot a bunch of stuff. And then the movie that came out was not the movie that Zack Snyder wanted to make. So here we have all these calls for the Snyder Cut. And the Snyder Cut, I was very much looking forward to. We started getting rumors that this thing was going to be 4+ hours long.
Woo! Too long.
Which is kind of cool. However, what is happening now is it's on HBO Max, which means it's on television. So for a 4-hour movie, what do they do on television? This is Zack Snyder.
Maybe I should talk for a second about how you guys are going to see the movie and what format we're going to have it in. It's going to be in 4 parts, 1 hour each. So 4 hours of Justice League is coming your way. We're going to work on a way of bundling it together at the end so you can watch it as a single film if that's the way you want to experience it. Also, to all my international fans and everyone watching all over the world, don't worry if you don't have HBO Max, because we're working on a distribution plan. So I promise you're going to get a chance to see it.
Oh, okay. Because I don't have HBO
but
Max.
now I have a hard time believing, though, because this was the big call was release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. I have a hard time believing that the movie that this guy had in his head was
4 hours?
four 1 hour segments.
Yeah, no.
Right? It's not. Like, that's not the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut would be the 4 hour movie.
Yeah.
It's the HBO cut. Releasing
That
it
they've
in
asked
4.
Zack Snyder to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway.
Hey, man, we know it's a 4 hour movie, but do you mind
A lot
if
of people very happy about that. John Oliver, so last week tonight with John Oliver, you have to see this. So he started going off on Danbury, Connecticut. It all started during a segment where John Oliver brought up Danbury when talking about how computer algorithms are used for juror lists and selections in a lot of U.S. states, and one of them being Connecticut, which they say disproportionately excludes people of color. And so the mayor of Danbury, Mayor Mark Boughton, did his own video in rebuttal to John Oliver. And he went through and he was talking about, like, he just tried to pick apart John Oliver's allegations. But he ended it with a fitting tribute. So you see the video of him and he's standing there and there's just like a big, giant sort of industrial thing behind him. And then he says this.
Behind me, you'll see the City of Danbury sewer plant. And we are going to rename it the John Oliver Memorial Sewer Plant. Why? Because it's full of just like you, John.
With a clap back. So when's that sign going up? Like sometime this week?
So the Danbury sewer plant in Connecticut is now called the John Oliver Memorial whatever, because they're both full of crap.
With the roast. I love it.
Kellyanne Conway is leaving the White House at the end of the month, but I still believe that she's going to be speaking later this week at the Republican National Convention. This is after her daughter, 15-year-old Claudia Conway, went on a tweet storm and then live on TikTok and on Insta, I believe, talking about wanting to be emancipated from her parents. So one of her tweets read this: "As for my dad politically, we agree on absolutely nothing. We both just happen to have common sense when it comes to our current president. Stop standing him. My mother's job ruined my life to begin with. Heartbreaking that she continues to go down the path after years of watching her children suffer. Selfish. It's all about money and fame. I've been using social media as an outlet to express my passion, individuality, and to shed light on some hardships. I have been vulnerable for a reason. Thank you for supporting me. I'm officially pushing for emancipation. Buckle up, because this is probably going to be public one way or another. Unfortunately, welcome to my life."
Wow.
And then, so that was just some of what went down. So she's pushing for emancipation. So Kellyanne Conway, we know, alternative facts. Everybody knows Kellyanne Conway. The husband, George Conway, Claudia's dad, is a Republican, but he belongs to a group of Republicans that are trying to get Trump out of the White House.
Oh, geez.
So he belongs to something called the Lincoln Project. So Kellyanne and George have gone at it publicly before, like husband and wife, because she works for Trump and George hates Trump. So that's their life.
Are they still together?
Yeah, they're still together.
Oh, God.
So yeah, exactly. So that's their life.
Awkward dinners.
Yeah, and then so Kelly announced on Twitter that she was leaving the White House at the end of the month. George announced that he was walking away from Twitter for a while and walking away from the Lincoln Project.
Wow.
So this here is Claudia Conway. Their
But I can tell you, being their daughter, they don't give a like they don't give a my dad doesn't care about me. He's never cared about me. He probably doesn't even know my middle name, which is really sad, but it's true. You know, he never really cared about me my whole life. He always belittled me when I was younger. My dad physically abused me a lot, right here in this very room. My mom, the same thing with my mom. You know, my mom got me arrested. You know, she's very, very physically abusive, very, very verbally abusive. I've been belittled and badgered my entire life. And I just said this to them, you know, you guys putting on this whole show, you know, they want attention. So, you know, them putting on this whole show of them leaving, I guess, isn't really going to be effective. You know, I think they're just scared that I'm going to emancipate myself, which I am. I'm going to try. Hopefully I will succeed, but the odds against me aren't looking too good right now. My mom should have never had her position in the first place. I think my mom is like a sociopath. If I'm just gonna be honest, like she has no compassion for my feelings or anything or nothing.
God, when you tweet to the point of where both your parents quit their jobs, that's some tweet power. Kellyanne's statement ended with, for now, and for my beloved children, it will be less drama, more mama. Okay. So that's why Kellyanne Conway's trending number one right now. KFC is doing away with finger licking good for now.
Huh?
For now. KFC is suspending the use of their signature catchphrase, finger licking good. Came up with that one, 64 years old, saying that it just doesn't feel quite right now. They say we find ourselves in a unique situation, having an iconic slogan that doesn't quite fit the current environment.
Oh, right, COVID.
Right.
We're not licking other people's fingers.
No, but I don't even think you're supposed to lick your own fingers.
You're not. Right, you're not supposed to put your hands like near your mouth or your eyes or anything.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think you can.
But, like, if your fingers are on the chicken already.
If I wash, right?
Yeah, like if I wash my hands with soap for 20 seconds.
Thank you. And then you go into the chicken and don't touch anything else. It's just, it's chicken in mouth, chicken in mouth, chicken in mouth, chicken in mouth.
Could you then lick your fingers?
I think that should be fine. You can't do chicken in mouth, high five, chicken in mouth. Or you can't lick my fingers.
Right. If you're like if you got a different kind of chicken than what I got.
Yes.
Right? And you're like, here, taste this.
Right. But I also think that it's assumed that when they say finger licking good, we're licking our own fingers.
Yeah. But again, you're not supposed to.
Not a buddy's fingers.
Maybe we should put a disclaimer.
Right. Like imagine this for a second, right? Imagine that, because I'm not a finger licker at all. My kid's a finger licker. Mm-hmm. She'll finish a bag of chips, right? Yeah. She'll finish a bag of chips, and then I'll be like, Rox, go wash your hands. And then she'll go into the bathroom, and I won't hear water for a good 45 seconds.
Because she's looking at her fingers.
Yeah, right? Like she gets in there. She loves it. She's a finger licker. I'm not a finger licker, right? At all. But you're not going to lick somebody else's fingers, even if you are a finger licker and they are not a finger licker.
See, I think it's okay
assumed
if
finger licking good is your own hands.
Yeah, I think it's fine if you wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap, right, and then you don't touch anything else.
Right. Yes. Don't rub your eyes. We're not asking for that.
Yeah. Here, eyes. Taste this.
Anyway, so they say that they'll bring it back at some point, but right now there is no more finger licking good. The Republican National Convention last night, so we'll get into this real quick.
What a party.
Kimberly Guilfoyle is the partner of Don Jr., his girlfriend. I don't think they're married. I think maybe partners. I'm not sure, 100% sure. But if you're wondering why people were freaking out on social media last night, she got up there and did a speech. Mm-hmm. And immediately, Kimberly Guilfoyle started trending. Right after that, cocaine started trending. Here's the first clip of Kimberly Guilfoyle.
If you want to see the socialist Biden-Harris future for our country, just take a look at California.
Ooh.
It is a place of immense wealth, immeasurable innovation, and immaculate environment. And the Democrats turned it into a land of discarded heroin needles in parks, riots in streets, and blackouts in homes.
Jeez.
And then she went on to say this.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
She's like cutting a promo for the WWE.
People called the speech Cocaine and Liberty.
That's why, you know what, this morning, still trending really high is cocaine.
Yes.
And I was wondering why.
Yes. So, and the odd thing is that speech was a pre-record. That wasn't live, which means that came off the exact way that they wanted it to.
Yeah.
Like perfect because she would have had time to redo it.
Because I
so
thought
that
people
came
were
off exactly the way that they wanted
Screen
it to.
grabbing Don Jr.
Yes.
Don Trump Jr.
Well, because he was like a slit-eyed, sweaty mess last night, right? And then Stephen Colbert goes at Don Jr. saying this on a show last night.
One of the most anticipated speakers of the night was presidential son Donald Trump Jr., seen here pointing to the next endangered animal he would like to murder.
Oh, wow.
According to one campaign aide, Don Jr. represents the emotional center of the MAGA universe. It makes sense. He's like a black hole in that he sucks. It was his keynote address, and that he looked like he had snorted a key. So before I tell you what he said, can we zoom in on Junior's sweaty face and wet, bloodshot eyes? Either he's high or that's what happens when you live in the splash zone of Screamin' Guilfoyle. just bring a poncho.
Oh my God, that's so good.
And you know before that, right? Like, because Donald Trump brought in like people that worked on The Apprentice with him to produce this thing, and you know that they just went to everybody and said, "Hey, listen, we need to make news, but just don't be the meme." Right? Do whatever you got to do. You're going to write these speeches. We're going to go out there. You're going to crush it. Just don't be the meme. Every single part of every single speech was a meme. And it's not, and you're not nitpicking. Like that Kimberly Guilfoyle speech was unhinged. Don Jr. looked like he had COVID. Like recent too. Like
he just got out of it.
Like he's in the throes of it right now, right? So yeah, that's what went on. That's what went on last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
Hey, did you ever watch the Powerpuff Girls?
No, my sisters watch that show though. Why? What's going on?
So they're reimagining the Powerpuff Girls. For the CW, they're developing a live-action reboot.
What?
Based on the Powerpuff Girls, which of course aired on as a cartoon between 98 and 2005. So, after 6 years of frequently saving Townsville from evildoers, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are set for a reboot as grown-up versions of the formerly preschool-age sisters. So the project, which is being put together by Diablo Cody, reimagines the Powerpuff Girls as, quote, disillusioned 20-somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting.
Okay, I'm into it now.
But despite their initial resistance, it appears that these superpowered siblings will reunite as, quote, the world needs them more than ever now. So, live-action version of the Powerpuff Girls.
The CW has just been killing it with all the shows lately.
I agree.
So I'd be interested in seeing this.
I agree. Big news from Usain Bolt. He had this message for fans.
Good morning, everybody. Just waking up. Like everybody has checked social media. Saw that social media saying I'm confirmed to have COVID-19. I did a test on Saturday to leave because I have work. Trying to be responsible, so I'm going to stay in and stay from my friends. And also, having no symptoms, so going to quarantine myself and wait on the confirmation to see what is the protocol and how should I go about quarantining myself from the Ministry of Health. So until then, talk to all my friends and tell them that if they come in contact with me, should just to be safe, quarantine by yourself, and just to take it easy.
So Usain Bolt tested positive for COVID-19 following his mask-free 34th birthday celebration in Jamaica last week.
Oh, come on, bruh. Like, you're fast, but you're not faster than COVID.
Right. You can't outrun COVID.
It's like that big party that happened in Vancouver over the weekend. Did you see that?
No.
There was like 40 or 50 people all crammed into this one-bedroom apartment in Vancouver on Friday night.
How many?
40 to 50.
Oh, God.
And then the cops showed up.
Yeah.
And everyone had to get out. And then this idiot that owns a place threw a party the very next night. Had like
Ugh.
maybe 15 people.
Yeah.
Cop showed up again, noise complaint.
Brutal.
And gave one person, one douchebag who was there, was like talking back and like not wanting to leave, and gave that guy a ticket.
Yeah, they should.
$230 bucks.
Ticket all you want. I'm all for ticketing. But yeah, Vancouver's a weird one because they were like really doing well, and they had that whole Vancouver thing of where they think that they're better than everybody.
What else,
It's true,
Vancouver?
right? It's true. It's true. Toronto has the same thing. Montreal has the same thing. We all have the same thing. I get it. But they were doing real well. And there was a point where I was like, oh my God, Vancouver is doing much better than everywhere. And then it all just went to hell because it's almost like they opened up everything too soon.
Yeah.
Where they
I
just
think
thought
they
that
did.
it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just a big giant issue. And now you look at people where they're becoming Brampton, where we see what happens.
Don't even get me started on Brampton.
Right? We
Don't
see.
think I'm not watching. Just because you're not in the
No.
news, don't think I'm not watching.
You still got one eye on Brampton?
I'm still checking to see what's going on out there in Brampton. All right? I'm still watching to see what Patrick Brown, the mayor of Brampton, is saying.
So AJ McLean is apparently going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
What?
Yeah. So
wait,
and I don't know how this
have they
leaked.
announced everyone
No, they're
already?
not announcing until September 2nd. But there's a couple names that have been dropped.
Uh-oh. Like rumored names?
Rumored names.
Ooh, okay. Who?
So AJ McLean, Anne Hesh.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
And Carol Baskin.
Stop it. She murdered her husband,
allegedly. I know.
They better look out. She murder one of them dancers,
So
allegedly.
here's a clip of AJ McLean talking about working out, and he sort of drops a huge tease. You tell me if this isn't him saying that he's going to be on Dancing with the
Grain-free,
Stars.
gluten-free, sugar-free, completely sober. A lot of surprises coming from me. I can't tell you guys exactly what yet, but I'm doing this to get in the best shape of my life and to be healthy and to be happy. There's something else coming up. I can't tell you what it is, but believe me, you'll know why based on that.
Oh, yeah, you're doing Dancing with the Stars.
Grain-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, and alcohol-free. What a boring life.
Basically, I'm just eating air.
And don't get me
Eating and
wrong,
drinking
you
air.
do you, but the idea, I had a hamburger last night, full gluten bun.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll have the gluten-free bun. I went full gluten. I had gravy and everything.
Ooh, yeah, give me it all.
Yeah, it's never good when Catherine opens up her phone to order food and is like, "Hey, do you want me to order you guys something tonight?" Because when I do it, I don't have like the shame of saying my order out loud, right?
Yeah.
But when Catherine does, I have to shout it across the room.
Right. And
Yeah, and I'm like,
and can you make sure they got?
The problem, though, is that she'll take my order and then just immediately look at Rox and go, "Okay, what do you want?" And then I have to wait till Roxy's done. I go, "I mean, one more thing for me, please." Because if we're doing it, let's do it.
Sure, why
right?
not?
Like, that's the thing. If we're doing it, let's do it. So it was double cheeseburger, right? Fries and gravy.
Yeah.
With, I needed the chicken fingers on the side.
Oh, my God.
You ever put some away for the next day?
No, I clean it all.
You eat
I
it all.
am done.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
Enjoy it in the moment.
Yes, if I want food tomorrow, I'll order food tomorrow. Right? We have the ability to do that.
And
yes,
one
but
more thing.
I know, and then I start to feel terrible about myself because I'm like,
There was a person downtown who I guess they were doing like the AJ thing with no sugar or whatever, but they needed to tell everybody. So there was a big sign in the window and how many days they were with no sugar.
that was a famous window. I know.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
and every day and it was like up to like hundreds.
No, they got to 1,000.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was 1,000. Then they took it down.
But it was
and
by
they put
the
up
McDonald's.
and they put up a picture of the Count from Sesame Street.
No. I love that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So NBC got ripped yesterday for mistaking Kevin Hart for Usain Bolt. So they
come on, man.
So they published a picture of Kevin Hart instead of Usain Bolt underneath the headline of Usain Bolt having COVID-19.
It changed him so much. He looks like Kevin Hart.
Right? Kevin Hart laughed it off. So this is what Kevin Hart wrote. I must have gotten really fast and tall overnight. I want to take advantage of this moment and race anybody in the world. P.S. This is disrespectful on so many levels. All you can do is laugh. Maybe the COVID-19 shrunk his legs and torso.
Oh, no.
NBC blamed the mix-up on a, quote, technical error, saying in the content management system, a social image was not selected, and the system reverted to an image from a Kevin Hart story. So
That's
you go.
like every now and then, Shem, who works on the Roz and Mocha show.
Yeah.
Because he does stuff on City TV.
Oh, yes, I know.
On breakfast television. So every now and then, they will put his name as Shamar Moore.
I know. Because I even understand if they made the mistake of just calling you Shamar, because you're like, okay, what's Shem short for? They like to use proper names on the news. Obviously Shamar, but to go full Shamar Moore.
Yeah. You got to live up to them abs, bro.
Did you say not that far-fetched? Come on. Oh, Bella Thorne, former Disney star, should be noted. Bella Thorne made $1 million on OnlyFans in 24 hours and $2 million in under a week. And she's not doing anything X-rated, but I guess she's posting like bikini pics and stuff like that, because that's what people do on OnlyFans. She charges her fans $20 per month. So she charges them $20 a month, and she made $1 million in 24 hours. Woo! $2 million in under a week.
And I said to you that the two of us, we should
join
and start a Roz and Mocha OnlyFans.
We should. I fully agree. We need to capitalize on the technology and the next platform. I did not. I was too old for TikTok, but I'll tell you, this body ain't too old for OnlyFans.
Like, would we post like pictures of us in
like wrestling and stuff?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Like we'll get like tights and stuff.
Like tights?
Yeah, like wrestling tights. We'll go for a swim. Right?
I was gonna say like a bathing suit.
Pictures. No, don't need your input on this, Maury, at all. We got this. We got this.
More with video.
No, we got this, Maury. We can make more with video. Get out of here, you weirdo.
Maury's looking to sign off right away. I have all these requests, guys.
You could braid my hair, right? I got that long hair now.
Yeah?
You could braid my hair. I think we could do stuff. We could trim our beards together, just side by side, you and me in a mirror. We say nothing. It's like beard trimming ASMR.
Ooh.
Right? I think that would be cool to do on OnlyFans. How much would people pay, do you think, for our OnlyFans if it was both of us, like a package deal?
$20.
$20? You think $20?
Two people?
Yeah, you're right. Two people.
Maybe. I'll let you rub suntan lotion on my...
But
what?
Okay. No, I'm good. I don't want you to
Like on
burn.
my shoulders.
No, I don't want
And
you
on
to
my
burn.
back and stuff.
Yeah, I'll help you out with
people
that.
do. What most people do, you got to give them a month free to sort of get used to what you're doing.
A month?
Please.
No.
There's no way. I'm starting. No.
We're not giving a month free.
No, I'm not rubbing lotion on Mocha's shoulders for free. I'll do it for $20. Absolutely.
I need that SPF 30, please.
Raptor star Fred VanVleet was not taking any basketball questions yesterday. He was only answering questions about Jacob Blake, who was shot 7 times in the back by police, leaving him paralyzed. This is Fred VanVleet yesterday.
We're the ones always with the microphones in our face. We're the ones always who have to make a stand. But, like, you know, we're the oppressed ones, and the responsibility falls on us to make a change to stop being oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do we not have to speak about it anymore? Like, are we going to hold everybody accountable, or we're just going to put the spotlight on black people or black athletes or entertainers and say, what are you doing? What are you contributing to your community? What are you putting on the line? And then us too, we got to take responsibility as well. Like, what are we willing to give up? Do we actually give a about what's going on? Or is it just cool to wear, you know, Black Lives Matter on the backdrop, or wear a t-shirt? Like, what does that really mean? Is it really doing anything?
And Raptors coach Nick Nurse said that the organization will support the players if it does come down to a boycott.
Well, we might. I think it's being talked about, you know, as far as, you know, what may happen with the games. I think that, you know, I think everybody's done everything they can do with wearing T-shirts and hats and painting the floors and feeling, and you know that they want to make more of an impact. They want things to stop, so that they may have to, you know, move things up another notch. I just think that they want more action. They want more action, and they're seeking answers.
And last night in Wisconsin, 2 people were killed, one person severely injured in shootings that went on during the unrest. I guess there's like people who are protecting businesses with guns, and oh my God, it's such a sad mess.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
All right, here we go. Jenny, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. All right. So what's your question for the podcast?
All right. What food do you have absolutely no self-control around when it's in your house?
Oh, wow. So for Maury, it's everything.
Okay, so here's the problem, though, is that I'm the one that generally buys all the food anyway. So it's not like I discover something that is there and I can't help myself. Like, I will buy certain things knowing that I will devour them.
Yeah.
But self-control, like if you bought a box of cookies, you can leave them on the counter, have one today, one tomorrow.
Chips is always my thing.
Yeah.
And that new brand of Pocky brand salsa verde
Too
chips,
easy to get through.
I eat the whole bag. Like, it's just, there's no option. There is no option. If it's open, the whole thing is going in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I've never rolled it back up and put it back in the pantry to finish it off later. That's why I buy them 2 at a time.
I would say chips is always a finisher.
Yeah.
Right? Much like you, the enjoyment of chips. And also candy, like Swedish berries, I'll eat an entire bag. Fuzzy Peach, Sour Kids, the Sour Patch Kids, like any of those, I will open a bag, and when I sit down, I will go through that entire bag in that sitting. There will be no leftovers whatsoever.
Right.
That's mine. Damnit Maurie?
Cheese.
Specific cheese or no, or
I love
all
cheese. Like I'll sometimes pop into the Rabba and get, like, they have cubed cheese in like a container, and I'll just sit and eat cheese.
Cheese can get expensive though.
Oh,
Like,
it's
if you're
true.
if you're really into cheese, that's an expensive
Also,
habit.
don't you get constipated eating so much cheese?
Hell no. I think I've worked up an intolerance to the cheese cubes.
Jeez.
How about you, Jenny? Do you have any like anything in your house that's like zero self-control whatsoever if you're around it?
It's got to be chips. I
Yeah.
feel like my serving of chips is like half the bag. And then usually, even like when I open the bag, I'll reach down to the bottom of the bag just to get the ones with like the most flavor on it first.
Yeah. You're one of those.
Man, when Lay's introduced family size, that was a game changer.
Never mind. What about the Costco size ones?
I know.
It's like the size of your arm, those bags.
Yeah.
What? I'm sure there's an answer for this.
Can I pause for one
Of
second?
course.
You know what I've really been into lately?
Tell me.
Okay, so first of all, I need to know the difference between, what's the difference between ruffles and ripples? Which ones are the little ones and which ones are the bigger ones? Like, as far as the waves go.
I think ripples have bigger waves, bigger space in between the lines than ruffles, or maybe it's the other way
One's
around.
a blue bag, one's a red bag.
Ruffles is the blue bag.
Yeah, ruffles is blue.
Okay, so ripples are the ones where there's
the
a wider
thicker.
gap.
Yes,
it's a
right.
wider gap.
Yes.
So what I've been eating a lot of lately is I grab a bag of ripples, crack that open with a tub of hummus.
Oh, yeah? Chips and hummus.
Oh.
All right.
It breaks when you're trying to get
No,
some of the
because those are
hummus.
thick chips.
I guess you can't dig too deep into the hummus or it's going to break.
Well, Catherine does because she eats way too much hummus
What if
on
you
one
use a
chip.
knife and put it on the chip?
No. You just go in it like it's like hummus is no thicker than like French onion dip.
Have you ever tried chips with baba ganoush?
What's baba ganoush?
Eggplant dip.
No, don't like eggplant.
Oh, no?
No.
Baba ganoush is pretty good.
Is
though.
there garlic in it?
Yes.
Is it like garlic?
Yeah.
garlic.
Yeah, there is. Oh, maybe I would.
It's
like
really
it
good.
then.
I will add popcorn and Viva Puffs to my list.
What is a Viva Puff?
A Viva Puff is a cookie with marshmallow, a little bit of cherry, and it's all covered in chocolate.
Oh, those things.
Oh. You know what the
I
worst
had
is?
one of those when I was a kid one time.
Yeah.
Oh, they're rancid.
You know what that reminds me of? You guys remember, I don't know, how old are you, Jenny?
I am 36.
Do you remember the chocolate bar Big Turk?
Yeah.
it's still
Yes.
around.
It's still around.
Is that still around?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably in like the most disgusting chocolate bar I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah. Now, was
I tried that once, yeah.
Was Big Turk the same thing as Turkish Delight?
Oh, I don't know. Was it?
I think it has like a jelly in the middle, right?
Yeah, covered in chocolate.
Ugh. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
Hey, can
No,
somebody
Big Tec's
answer
not good.
this? And I don't know if you know the answer, Jenny. I'm sure it's out there. I'm just thinking about it now. I don't want to look it up. But why, when you buy a bag of chips, is there so much air that's in there that fills a bag in like such a little amount of chips? Sometimes you'll open a bag and it may be like half of what that bag is are chips, or sometimes just below half. Why don't they just like fill it even more?
I believe it's to protect the integrity of the chips. There has to be a certain amount of air in there for transport to where things don't get all crushed.
So here's a story for you. So one time my dad and I were at the store and realized that there was a bunch of bags that only had air. Like there's nothing else.
There was no chips?
No chips. This is when I was a kid. There was only air in them. So my dad's like
how many?
I guess there was, we only bought, let me finish the story. So we bought 4 bags, okay? And my dad then went home and called the company and complained and they sent cases to the house. So my dad's like, you see, economically, I spent money on those 4 bags, but I saved money because they sent 2 cases to the house.
How do you even stock a shelf with a bag? Like that would just fall out of your hand. Like there would be nothing in it.
I was quite young, so I don't remember the details.
Right. I think your dad
but
lied
how
to you.
did your dad know
I was there. I was
that,
there.
Like, was he just like standing there feeling up all the bags of chips?
We think, looking back, we think they were display bags. Like they were just to look like filler. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like to make it look like there's more on the shelf.
Wow, so you guys scammed the chip company. Hey, Jenny, thanks so much.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
But you didn't have to, did he provide video evidence to the chip company or no?
No, like the UPC or UP, whatever that's the barcode number is.
Oh, wow. Jeez. But I guess.
That deep into scamming,
but could he not have just bought a bag of chips and then called the company to say, hey, I just bought a bag of chips that were completely empty. Here's the UPC number.
Sure, but I guess in his mind, he's like,
He wanted to be honest?
No.
Okay, Matthew James has a great question, okay? After how many slices of pizza are you feeling you've made a mistake and are disgusted with yourself?
Never. 0.
Assuming you've bought a pizza with typical slice sizes, regular cheese, and just pepperoni, how deep are you going?
I'm doing the whole pizza.
A full, like a
I
size
do.
large, let's say.
Yeah. I mean, Rox will usually have, like Rox and I will split a pizza oftentimes, but I don't know when the last time I had pizza was where I felt like I had too much pizza.
I think anything beyond like 4 slices and I'm good. And I know I shouldn't be having a 5th or 6th.
Really?
Yeah. By the time, like halfway through the 5th slice, I'm like, okay, I'm already here. I might as well go for slice number 6.
Hey, can I tell you something with me and pizza that I realized?
What?
To me, pizza's not a full meal. I have to have something else with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
I have to have like either wings or I have to have meatballs or I have to have something with it. I don't know when the last time was I just had pizza.
Oh, you know what's good with it? The popcorn chicken that you can get with the pizza.
See, even that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Really?
Yeah.
So pizza's not a meal on its own?
No, to me, pizza is not enough. Unless it's just a slice. Unless I just want to go for a slice where you pick one up or whatever, then that's fine. But to have pizza for dinner, I've never had like just pizza.
Really?
No. I always have to have something else with it. To me, pizza needs a partner. Even if I go to like a fancy pizza place, one of those joints, I'll get like a big, thick, meatball with it or something like that.
Yeah,
always,
actually, you know what?
always.
We ordered pizza last week, like on Thursday.
Yeah.
And we got like a bunch of things on the side.
Always.
As well.
I have to.
And I think I plowed through 4 slices with all the other sides.
I think
too.
it's the dipping sauce that puts me over the edge. Right? Like
I've never used it.
See, I love the dipping sauce, but that's what makes me feel like I've had too much.
Do you have the garlic dipping sauce or the marinara dipping sauce?
Garlic.
The garlic.
And my
that garlic
complaint
one's
to the
so
pizza companies, and I've actually voiced this and they didn't listen, shocking, is that they need to give you different sizes of the dipping sauce. Like there should be a large dipping sauce as opposed to the standard.
You don't need that
should
much
call them up and
sauce.
tell them that you got one that was empty. And they'll send you a case.
Yeah, it's true.
Cases.
Yeah.
Chantel says here, Roz and Mocha, have you guys ever noticed how Damnit Maurie kind of looks like a young George Costanza from Seinfeld? Is it me or am I crazy? And then she supplied this picture of George from an episode of where he's supposed to appear young.
In high school? No.
That's the episode where the gym teacher called him "Can't Stand You."
Right, yeah. No, I would say no, Maury does not remind me. He's
No.
got like a black afro.
Yeah. I would say if anything,
that.
Maury looks too much like
Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he only looks like Rick Moranis to me. Like Maury only looks
And
like
Seth
Rick
Green.
Moranis. No, not at all. No. Maybe when you were like young in your 20s, you might have looked like
Somebody
Seth
said
Green.
I look like Superman.
Superman. Okay.
What's that? No, Clark Kent. Isn't that Superman before he's Superman? When he's not Superman?
Spoiler alert.
Clark Kent.
Giving him the guy's real info.
Please, man.
Who said that you look
Because
like Clark
now
Kent?
I have like the slicked back hair and the black rimmed glasses.
Who said that? Maybe
Hold
the
on, whoa,
essence
whoa.
of it, but nobody
it
said
was
you
an
look
Instagram
like
comment.
Superman.
It was an Instagram comment.
Okay, but because people are looking at like slicked hair and glasses saying, hey, that's a very Superman look. Nobody's saying you look like
That's
Superman.
what he said. It's Superman look.
Yeah, nobody's saying you look like Superman.
Wait, is that why you've been wearing new glasses lately? Because you're hoping that somebody says, like in this room, that you look like Superman?
No. My dream's to be like Elton John and have a drawer full of glasses.
And how many are you at right now?
4.
4. Okay.
Drawer full. Robin Vance asks, if you were going to bury a time capsule, what would you put in it?
Jeez.
Like obviously things that when you dig it up that you want to remember the moment.
It's tough because so much of everything moves so fast, and I don't feel that we're at risk of something ever going away or that it would be a huge surprise to somebody. You could say I put the iPhone 10 because in 50 years somebody would pick up the iPhone 10 and be like, what is this crazy thing? It's not a chip in your head, like that kind of stuff.
I thought it was what she means is more stuff about you.
Yeah, no, but like, what about me?
Like, I have this jar full of my dog's baby teeth. I thought I could put my dog's teeth in a time capsule.
For
that's
what
disgusting.
though? For what though?
So like that way, like years from now, it's like, a sort of like a jar or a bin full of all of your memories. Like I have the first ever birthday card that my husband gave to me.
But you have that already in a time capsule. It's just your house. Like time capsules are things of the moment that you put something in there that is meaningful to you or popular right now, or we all can't get enough of in the moment. And then you put it in the time capsule and then you open it up years later to get a glimpse of what everybody was doing at that moment.
I watched a Netflix movie once, I think it was Netflix, where at the beginning of the high school season, when you first started high school, everyone built a time capsule. And then when you graduated high school, you dug up your time capsule so that you remember who you were at that time.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I just said.
Right.
Did I not explain it well at
Yeah.
all?
No, you did. I understood.
Like,
And
I
Maury-
fully explained
No, but not
the
like
process.
an iPhone. Like maybe like it's like something about you. Like
No, but what I'm saying is that, okay, of that moment, if going into grade 9, right, people were obsessed with Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
You put a Tamagotchi in there.
Oh my God,
And
you
then
s-
at the end of grade 12, you're going through the time capsule and you're like, oh my God, remember how everybody was obsessed with these?
Right.
It's things of the moment.
you saw the movie because it was a Tamagotchi.
No, I have no idea. I don't even know what you're talking about. I just know common sense, Maury. Right? That's what I'm talking about. It's of the moment. It's not dog teeth. Right?
I would just choose something simple, like that day's newspaper of like everything.
But the problem is
current
that
events,
you can
right?
get that on
But
your
you
phone
can get that on your
now.
phone. Yeah, no,
like that's
I know.
the thing.
What about like your
if
baby's shoes?
no, because it's not of the moment.
Okay.
Like you would put in your shoes of that day.
You
if
know what
really,
I would
really
probably
loved
put
them.
in? Actually, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I'd put in one of the masks that I wear out in public all the time.
Sure.
I would put that in.
And you would
the
not be
time
able to leave
capsule.
the house until 4 years from now until you dug it up.
Probably.
Right?
What
I'd
about
put a mask.
a recording? What if you recorded something?
Yes, like a message to your future self.
Yes.
100%.
See?
That is good content for.
What do you mean, see?
He explained it the first time. All you did
This is
was
the first thing
re-explain
you've
it.
got right.
You re-explained it poorly using different words. Poorly.
Yeah. Swear
What, you
to
in the
God,
time
don't
capsule?
listen to me. Nobody listens to me.
Nicole asks, would you rather live in a cottage surrounded by forest or a beach house by the ocean?
Beach house by the ocean.
Beach house by
100%.
the ocean because the forests get scary at night.
No, they're buggy. Too many bugs. No
I would
bugs.
say
No
beach house
no
as well.
mosquitoes by the beach house.
No, but I remember when I went to overnight camp and it was in the woods and stuff, and at nighttime or whatever, like it can get quite scary.
Oh my God, yeah. It gets so dark at my cottage. Roxy had a friend sleep over, and Roxy woke up the next morning and the two kids were talking, and I was overhearing what they were saying. And they were lying in bed, right? And they were doing that thing where you open your eyes and close your eyes, and it's just as dark. Like nothing, it makes no difference when your eyes are open to when your eyes are closed. And they were talking about how weird it was and how scary it was because it's the first time either of them have ever experienced that.
That's dark.
Yeah, dark.
Can you imagine you playing that game and when you open your eyes, you see a set of eyes looking at you?
Yes, I know.
Oh, that'd be so scary.
Oh, you should have done that to her.
Do what?
Like when they're playing the game.
Stop it.
Torture children?
No,
have fun.
stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, no, mine is always, my answer would be beach house by the ocean because I just
Yeah.
love the sound of waves coming in.
Have you ever slept on a boat?
Yeah, many times.
Have I slept
And water
on
beds don't count.
a boat? No.
I don't like sleeping on a boat.
I mean,
I don't enjoy it.
I slept on a cruise ship, but
That's-
I'm talking
no,
about like a
that's not a
small,
boat.
like a sailboat. kind
Where
of
you
thing.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
never.
have. I have.
And I don't think I ever will.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like
not,
that feeling.
Listen, boats are so expensive. Boats are crazy expensive, and on a boat, even big boats, the room you can't fit in the bathroom. I got to crouch walking down the hallway. The bed is like some weird half round teardrop shaped thing that you and another person have to try and squeeze into. There's nothing comfortable about a boat. During the day, when the sun is out and you're on the deck up top and you're hanging out, but then you get like some guy who is driving the boat and they make you do stupid things like anywhere else in life, right?
Yeah.
So you could be at somebody's house and you could walk into the kitchen at any point, walk into the backyard at any point, and like the dad or the mom or whatever it is, they could be cooking or they could be mowing the lawn or they could be looking after a kid or they could be whatever. And there's no rules to walking in the room, right? But oh no, you go on the boat, right? And all of a sudden when you're walking like up the ladder to the thing, you have to announce yourself and be like, permission to come whatever, captain. And then like and then the dad and then the dad goes, granted. Right?
No.
Or noted. Yes. There's all these
You have to announce yourself to the
there's
captain?
all these stupid little rules.
Permission aboard?
Nah, no. Like if you're on the boat, right? And then like the part where the driver sits is like up top. And you want to climb up the ladder to maybe go hang out and see what the view's like up there, you have to do like an official announcement.
What? That's
right?
the dumbest thing I've ever
it's
heard.
so
Do
stupid.
you have to, or is that just the person you were
No,
with?
it happened on multiple people on multiple boats that I've been on. It is so, and they all take it so seriously, right? It's like a safety thing. You have to like, what's going to happen? Nothing is going to happen, right? But you have to announce yourself before you come up, and you see everybody doing it. And like there could be 4 people all going up, and each person gets on the ladder and like, permission to come to the things, captain. And he's like, sure.
Why? Is it because the captain? No, it's because the captain wants to feel like a big deal,
yes.
right?
But all people who drive boats want to feel like a big deal, and they all make you do
this
that.
is all regular boats.
All regular boats.
I've noticed though, while I'm down by the water, all boat drivers wear those sailor hats.
Listen, boat people are awful. There, I've said it. They're insufferable douches who have spent way too much money on something that is just not worth it.
You know this is my dream, right?
What, boats?
Yes.
You will never be able to afford a boat.
Like we sit down there pointing out which boats we would love.
Do you know how much those boats are?
Oh, lots of money. Like more than my
take a
condo.
guess.
Like
Take a
$400,000.
More.
Right?
More.
No, but if we win the lottery, then we'll buy a boat.
Okay.
And you'll have to ask permission to come up on
I'm not coming on your boat. I'm not asking you permission for anything.
Permission aboard, Captain
it's
Maurie.
I know people are going to back me up on this because it's so self-righteous.
Well, then if they
It's
spent
so
that much,
insufferable.
then live the life. If you spent that much.
And at that point, I'm like, I don't even want to be on your stupid boat.
Yeah, I'm out.
Right? I'm out. I was in the States, and I was with somebody, and we were on their family's boat, and it was insufferable, the rules that were on the boat, like so awful. And then when the boat docks, the worst part is then the boat comes up to shore. Even small boats come up to shore, and they're like, all right, everybody get off. And then you want to just go up to the house and grab a sandwich and whatever, have a beer. But no, now you got to stay and you got to help put everything away. and you got to
It's not my boat.
You got to pack up the boat, and you got to get a big giant tarp, and you got to snap 500 snaps to the top
You
of
have
this.
to do that?
Yeah, you have to help if you're going to be on the boat, and then you get lectured on like boat etiquette and boat safety and boat everything else. And I'm like, it's not for me. I've never enjoyed being on somebody's boat.
See, I would like to
Never.
know those rules before getting on the boat, on
yeah.
somebody's boat.
Yeah.
Like if somebody said to me, hey, by the way, at the end of the trip, here's what typically happens. We got to clip in all these things. We got to do this. We got to clean up. We got to do this.
Such
this,
a
this,
pain
this.
in the ass.
I'd be like, I'm not really a boat person, and not really. I'm not a boat person, and
No.
I don't want to be responsible for doing something wrong that may damage or wreck your boat.
No. Hold on here. Let me just.
What are you looking at? Like rules of the boat?
Yeah, I want to find out what you have to say to the regular civilian captain of these stupid boats. What do I look up? What's the
Announcing yourself to a captain of a boat.
Yes, yourself to boat captain. Okay, hold on here. What do we got here? Etiquette for boating.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Okay. There's an etiquette to boarding. Here we go.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
There's an etiquette to boarding a vessel, and there are several practicality factors as well. Here's a quick guide to put your best boat shoe forward. Before you board. When you are heading down to the boat, you should pay attention in the parking lot to see if there's any material, whatever, small rocks, everything else. As you arrive to the boat, either check the soles of your shoes or take your shoes off because you might track some dirt onto the boat. If you accidentally pick up a rock,
scratch a boat, blah, 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 sharks,
Hold on
octopus.
Here. Oh, yeah. If the boat is very small and lightweight, it might rock as you step aboard. This is why you announce, coming aboard, to everyone. So, boarding as a guest, while it might sound odd or old-fashioned, you have to say, permission to come aboard. Okay?
Permission denied.
No, yeah, and then you have to wait for somebody to say, permission granted before you come aboard. You can't just say permission to come
Does it
aboard and
say
then walk
why?
on. Yeah, it's just etiquette, man. There's all these like stupid little rules for boats.
So I gotta wait
Yes.
before somebody says, go ahead.
Yes, and especially now that you're not even allowed to drink on boats anymore.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's stupid. Anyway, enough about boats.
Shout out to all the boaters out there. Justin asks, what type of cheese do you guys like?
Oh, Maury, you can touch on cheese again here. Go ahead.
Here we go, Maury.
Okay, if you ever have the chance to get Portuguese cheese from the Azores, Queijo, which is Portuguese for cheese, Queijo St. George.
What kind is it? What kind of cheese
It's like
is it?
it's a very strong bittery cheese.
Ew.
But no, but it's really good.
Portuguese cheese bitters? Why would I want that?
How about something that we can like more commonly get?
You know what I had a slice of the other day?
What's that?
Swiss cheese.
I had Swiss yesterday as well.
That is a fantastic cheese.
Swiss is good. Swiss is
I
really
always
good.
love a good bocconcini or mozzarella.
Oh, yes, bocconcini. And would cottage cheese be considered cheese?
Sure. Why
Look
not?
at
I
the
like
word
that.
cheese in it, bro.
I know, but it comes in a tub.
Yeah, but so,
So
does
what?
bocconcini.
No, okay, so cottage cheese too, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I also like feta.
Yeah, I like
No,
feta a lot.
it's
I
too
eat
dry.
a lot of feta. I used to eat a lot of goat cheese. I eat a lot of feta now, but I will say this: I'm a bit of a cheese snob.
Ooh.
In that, when it comes to a hamburger, there is one cheese and one cheese only that belongs on a hamburger, and no other cheese is acceptable. That's processed cheese slices.
So good.
Anytime, if I go to a restaurant and they have and they say real Canadian aged cheddar on the burger,
Yeah.
I will not order it.
Really?
Nope.
Can you just ask for it without the cheese?
But I like a cheeseburger though.
But that doesn't make you snob because what you're saying is a good cheese is cheap.
Yes, but what I mean is I'm snobbing as in the sense that I have very particular rules for certain cheeses on certain things.
I know, but you're not like sticking your nose up because you're like
Sticking my nose down? What are you saying?
Because it's cheaper cheese.
So noted. So if
What are
I
you
ever
saying?
have you over for a barbecue,
Yes.
and I quite often use cheese,
Yes.
I should be prepared with processed cheese.
Yes.
to
What kind
accommodate.
of cheese do you put on burgers when you make them?
Mozzarella, sometimes cheddar or marble.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just the slices.
It's too oil. It's too. I don't like the way because it doesn't have the gelatin process where it melts perfectly. Those cheeses don't melt. They get oily on the top, and then they sort of melt a little bit, but they don't stay consistent.
What
where
if you
with
melt the cheese in
processed
advance? If you go with a fancier cheese and you melt it in advance.
What do you mean?
Huh? Like you heat up the cheese in advance and pour it on.
Because then you got to make a cheese sauce, which is then you got to put some sort of dairy in it, some sort of thickener in it, and it's a whole thing.
The
Just
one
use
thing
a
I'll
cheese
say about
slice.
the processed cheese, which I agree, it's really good on burgers, is that, and I understand why you like it so much, is that the cheese, as it melts, it wraps around the burger perfectly. Right? No matter what shape you make that burger, it always wraps around perfect.
Yes,
All
and
right.
and I find those other cheeses take too long to melt. Where the way that I melt a cheese on a burger is as soon as the burger is flipped.
Yeah.
So I cook one side, and then as soon as the burger is flipped, that piece of cheese goes on the hot flip side.
Yeah.
And then I have a dome. Right, and I take the dome. It's got a handle on it, and you squirt a tiny little bit of water into the pan, and then you dome it, and then it steams the cheese.
For how long?
Like maybe 15 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, and then by that time, the bottom of the burger is cooked. The cheese is perfectly melted on the bun in the mouth.
And the processed cheese slices are also really good, as Mocha mentioned, to wrap around something. And that's why I use it when I wrap around a hot dog to microwave it, because then it sticks to it.
Whoa,
that's gross.
Just wait. Wait a second. So you wrap around processed cheese around a hot dog, and then what do you put it on a plate and microwave it so all the cheese just melts around it?
That's right.
Oof. So you don't put it in a bun and melt it?
No. And then you cut it up with fork and knife, and away you go.
Wow.
And how many of those are you eating in one sitting?
4.
When's the last time you had 4 hot dogs, Mocha?
Oh God.
I mean, but without the bun, does it really count as 4?
I'm gonna get my number was Thursday. That was the last. I had 4 hot dogs on Thursday.
With bun?
Yeah, with bun.
And Fiexens?
Bag of chips.
Oh.
Back to the chips.
4.
Yeah, salt and vinegar chips. Hot dogs with mustard and a bag of salt and vinegar chips. That was my dinner.
When was the last time?
4 hot dogs.
Right?
Yeah.
I
can only eat
can't
4
remember.
now. I can only eat 4. I won't have, if I go to the fridge and I'm really wanting a hot dog and there's only 2 hot dogs, I won't have hot dogs.
What?
2's not enough.
Are you serious?
No, it's not enough.
You wouldn't even like double up on the chips that you eat?
No, it's not enough for me. 3 minimum. 4 is like the perfect
but let's
amount.
say you had 2 hot dogs and like 2 bags of chips.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Nope.
You wouldn't eat the 2 hot dogs and then fill up the rest of your stomach with chips?
No, sir. No, I wouldn't.
It's like
You
you're
would
on
leave
the-
those hot dogs and just like find something
I
else?
would find something else.
Well, you're on the same diet as The Rock.
Why?
Well, he eats like 4 hot dogs.
Yeah, I know. Look at me, Maury.
Every week on Instagram, you will see at Kiss925. That is where you can ask the Roz and Mocha Show your questions, and we will try our best to answer as many as we can. This has been the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.